Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of Grasp of the Starved. We are currently down a player. Katie, who plays Swiftstone, is out of town. So I'll do the best to represent her character by speaking a couple words throughout the session.
Yeah.
Just a couple. Just a couple. Not too many, though.
No.
And do absolute shit ton of damage as well.
There you go.
Cool. Let's go ahead and switch over to everyone. What do you guys remember about last session?
So last session, absolutely nothing happened. No new information was passed on to us. We didn't learn anything about the world. That about sums it up, I think.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Actually, no. Quite the opposite. It was a massive...
Here's John's page of notes now.
Yeah, I took a whole page of notes. I've
when
never
he normally
taken...
takes a paragraph.
Yeah. I also uploaded all of the information to the campaign as well on D&D Beyond.
Because I don't take notes. And barely pay attention. I hear it, but it gets filed somewhere else in my brain.
We went with the pirates. Manny started a fire when they tried to get us, and then the ghost ship ate us. And Salmara, I believe, or Immutatio was there, and she gave us just kind of the lore and the breakdown of the world. He.
I don't know. You guys were like, wait, that was a he? I thought it was a she the whole time.
Yeah.
What?
I did think she was my goddess. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. What Manny did is
it was more like an id, anyways.
Yeah, just a greater being. Manny just mostly started a ship fire, and the ghost ship came by and swallowed us all. That's what Manny remembers.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You guys got anything to add?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Salina is undeterminedly if she's going to be going by Salmara, because it came to light that she had a twin at some point, and she is anciently old. Mm-hmm. Been around for a while, somehow in some sort of a stasis at some point. But anyhow, backing up, at the beginning of the last session, paranoia as all can be for the tower and who's controlling what and who's doing what, and then the rest of the party's like, okay, well, there's this dream. The council isn't going to be ready for a week or two, so we're going to head up towards Port Novus. And the party went to Port Novus, got out of Dodge. That was easing Sal's mind. And we jumped on a ship. We fought some pirates. Manny caught the ship on fire, like he remembers. Sal was Sal was trying to put out the fire. Managed to perfectly summon a natural 20 right when I was hoping to, because I knew it was an impossibly hard check, but I managed to... Sal managed to see the process of the ship swallowing them as it opened up in a maw and swallowed everyone. Then she didn't want to enter the room, but they ended up entering the room, and that's when Immutatio basically went through the lore, or Luke was able to take us through the lore of the world once again, and in doing so, we asked different questions, one of which was Sal there in X and X dream, and Immutatio was able to verify that and kind of present the fact that when Salmara was found, she was... I don't remember if she was in the tower, if that was where...
He didn't specify whether it was in the tower or not, or where it was, just that you were in the middle of
some sort of ritual.
Sacrificial ritual.
Yes. So that's all coming to light, and Sal's having to deal with a lot of internal emotions, but to progress and not take up forever, basically, Imitatio kind of laid out what we're looking at here in the future, indicating where one of the siblings is at to go deal with at some point, but we need to go level ourselves up. So we're going to go to basically the inverse of the tower, which heads deep down into the sea, and we're headed towards the Cloudmark spot. I can't remember if you called it the Father's Tower or
He mentioned it as his the tower was the home of the father of Visigoth.
Yeah.
Of Visigoth. He mentioned that it was. He didn't tell you what the name of the tower was. He just said that he's taking you to what was Visigoth's home.
Right. So basically, going off of that, that's kind of the direction that at least Sal knows we're heading towards.
Yeah.
Got any input? Because you had a different take on it as well.
I was very excited. I actually let the ghost ship take me, choosing to settle down near where Swift was and just kind of wait for it to knock me out. And then while everybody else is worried on the ship, I'm just excited because I know my God brought me here. This is exactly where we're needing to be. And we just needed to convince stubborn Sal to get in the same room as us, which is always the hardest part, is trying to get her to do anything that we ask. And then after that, it was just a lot of explaining kind of that things got messed up by the gods, and now the children of gods are trying to make it right, or at least one child is trying to make it right. And so we're going from there.
Yeah. That's about everything. Yeah. I mean, covered the basically the hand is the guiding hand, which is the initial 6 gods that were created to stop the Dragon War. The Divine Five turns out is actually 7, but because there's a set of triplets that they go by one name, and it helps kind of disguise themselves a little bit. And it turns out that, the Divine Five has not so great gods. They've been stealing the life force of the human race in the world, and we're the ones that banished Visigoth. And,
Sapping the life energy because of, I
Just
forgot her name. What's the gal's name that we're...
Elwyn.
Elwyn, yeah, thank you.
Now goes by... Elwyn now claims the name Immutatio, as she has taken over what was Immutatio's spot within the guiding hand, now just the hand.
Yeah. So she's kind of... I mean, it's questionable if she's the full big bag, at least from my perspective as a player. Like, obviously she's doing things that are playing... It seems like she's playing all sides right now.
Yeah.
So it kind of puts her as a kingpin, or at least a linchpin.
Yeah.
So, all that to say.
Yeah.
Did we long rest?
You guys did long rest. Immutatio ended the conversation. Well, I can't remember what you guys decided to call him after, if you just wanted to call him your god. He ended the conversation as he'd grown tired. He's still not a powerful being per se.
I can't remember
he's
exactly what it
well-aged.
was, but it was like, I didn't want to call it obviously the Changebringer, because that is, but it is something along those lines.
Yeah, you guys took a long rest, and you wake the next day. The ship is still moving, and you guys can tell that you guys have entered the edge of the swirling clouds out in the freezing sea, as fog has started to fill the pores of the ship. Let's see.
And we were being taken north to. Were we going to the underground?
The inverse of the tower.
Inverse
Yeah.
tower? Okay.
Yeah. Remember on the map that storm cloud?
Yeah, where the continent's like ahead of the dragon.
Yeah, that's where we're headed. Is basically, yeah. So the frigid sea.
Okay. I don't know why I thought the inverse tower was at the mouth of the dragon, or somewhere around there.
No, he did inform you guys that part of what he wants from you, or part of what he thinks you guys can do to help this world, is to track down his family members, the various members of the Hand, and try and uncover the pieces and the clues of what is going on, what is Immutatio's plan. He said that she discovered some kind of ancient magic that could potentially break the seal and release the creator, but she needs time to master it, and that's what they are essentially waiting on. But she didn't specify on exactly what that meant, and so he's not sure what that magic really does. Like, if she's being entirely honest that it's just going to free Visigoth and something else. So he gave you the location and said that he could take you to what he would presume is his weakest sibling.
But even that is
too much for us right now.
Yeah.
basically is what we were told.
Yeah, he's still would be very powerful. He could take you to Imperium, which is the middle
Vampire.
finger, the middle finger of the Hand.
And
he is-
Vampire Lord.
Yes, he is the father of vampirism, and he is located in a castle at the bottom of the sea in the mouth, which is where you're thinking of the mouth.
Gotcha.
He also gave you the general locations of his other siblings, of where they like to reside, but he doesn't know exactly where their homes are because it's not in the sea. And so he hasn't been able to keep a watchful eye. And yes, he's taking you to this storm cloud off the frigid sea. So you guys have just entered into the edge of the storm cloud now. Again, you guys are traveling faster than you ever imagined you could. It seems that he doesn't need wind in his sails to travel, and probably is what allows him to sneak up on ships so quickly, as he just kind of moves through the water, almost ethereal-like, leaving behind minimal wake. So yeah, you guys awake. The room is foggy inside of the boat. You guys know that the prisoners downstairs are still magically asleep and are unable to be awoken and still chained to the wall. What would you guys like to do?
I want to study the storm and see if there's anything I can do to help ease our passage through it. With like channeling either like a druidic connection to nature to make the passage easier for us and gentler.
Give me a nature check. Phoenix, you would recognize this storm as this is just off the coast of your first time experiencing and seeing a dead body, where you saw two glowing eyes peering from a storm and granted you your initial powers, which was right down here.
It was a 11 nature check. That's so weird. It's intelligence based and not wisdom based for nature.
Well, it's because wizards are intelligence based. That's
and
why.
they're known for living in the wild.
Well, for Arcana,
Oh.
that's why I asked.
Oh, wait. Arcana
Yeah.
or nature?
Nature is a wisdom check. Arcana is
it says
intelligence.
Nature is intelligence.
Oh, that's wild.
I know, right? You don't see wizards just walking off into the woods and becoming a hermit. I mean,
I guess it's
sometimes, unless
like
you're
knowing
Gandalf.
about nature. I don't know. know.
Yeah, I think it'd be more wisdom based. That's like the whole like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. That's a druid's thing. 11 nature check.
11. Yeah. No, this storm is not one of nature. It is magically created and seems to be unresponsive to any druidic call.
Um,
I'm pretty sure my dog does this.
I was gonna talk to our god about trying to see if it's protection to keep other people out, or if it's meant to just be like a warning to sailors. Imitatio, is this storm you're doing?
Are you going into the room?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like they went to
Okay.
rest.
Yeah, going into the room. Again, the door shuts behind you as soon as you call out, and the window panes in the back kind of frost over, and the deep eyes glow from it. This storm is, in part, a piece of my father's home. It acted as protection and disguise. Not many people would choose to sail into the middle of a storm that they can sail around as it's unmoving. The tower sits perfectly in the eye, in the center. Most ships also would not last, as the lightning within this clouds will burn any natural ship to cinders.
And I assume your ship is protected.
Well, I am not really made of I am, but not really made of wood. I am a living creature, and so while being struck by lightning might harm me, it's not going to be my doom.
Okay, well, so you're not thunderproof, then, is what you're saying.
Neither
No,
are you.
Like any other
Neither am I, especially.
creature in the world, I can be hurt and killed.
So should we take any precautions to get to the tower, or have
No.
you made this trip before?
I've made this trip at least twice now. And in fact, for a long time, when I was first sent off from my family, I spent many, many years just sitting here in the eye of the storm, calling on the people of Dolmum, trying to create followers that I could use for aid.
Okay, I just want to make sure that we're going to be safe on this trip.
You'll be fine.
Okay, well, good. Puts my mind at ease.
I would prepare yourself. We'll be there within the hour.
Alright. I'll go meditate on this. When you say prepare, what would help us prepare?
I can't tell you. I have never been inside my father's home. The entrance is for somebody closer to your size than mine.
Alright, well, I'll go meditate on it. Thanks, Imitatio.
The glass like unfrosts and the door swings back open.
Oh, wait, one more thing. Yeah. Can we just come back in and talk with you anytime you want?
Feel free.
Okay. Oh, cool. Well, thanks. I'm gonna go. Oh, wait, one more thing.
It doesn't
Doesn't
shut.
go. Just wanted to see how many times it would ship. Alright, shucks. Alright, just figured me out. I'm gonna go.
So I say we leave the other people locked up for now. I don't know how much I want to let them go. They were going to kill us.
Immutatio said he would release them as well. In
Yeah.
your guys' last conversation, he said he
But
would
not
release
with
them
us.
once he had dropped you guys
Yeah.
off.
Yep.
And you already checked all their possessions.
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
Sal's probably off in a dark corner, just sitting, reflecting, at least until,
Yeah.
Catching ghost rats.
yeah.
Ghost rats. Yeah, I say we'd probably be resting too, Swift and I.
Okay. Then the hour passes, And you guys feel, while the ship didn't have any sort of drag in the water, and so it felt like a fairly smooth ride, it didn't really rise and sink with the waves that most ships do. You can still tell when it stops moving as the ship kind of comes to a halt, and the fog actually disperses from inside the cabin as it seems you've entered the eye of the storm.
Do we feel anything on the ship?
What do you mean?
Like, is it a normal storm to us, even on the ship?
I mean,
Like,
you
would
could.
we go below deck? And
You would have been below deck for the most part. I mean,
Okay.
besides the rolling clouds and the heavy fog and the lightning in the sky, there are intense winds as well. I mean, you guys are essentially in what is a hurricane.
yeah.
It's not a place that's hospitable to ships or people. And while you can, make your way from the staircase into the room where you can talk to Mutation back down with ease, spending any amount of extended time on the top deck would be putting yourself at unneeded risk.
Yeah. Okay.
With each flash of lightning, Manny's just gonna have a little recollection of PTSD and a little like skittish around the lightning now.
The howling wind sounds faintly like a bird's wings flapping.
Oh.
Is this a dragon storm?
Would, after talking with Imitatio from the last session, would Sal have better recollection of the memories that she's been released? Like, more crisp?
They do seem more crisp and clear, and they seem to put a level of understanding. So while the first time you had that image of you standing on top of the tower looking at this collection of beings, you can now recall that memory and be like, yes, that was my brother next to me. Yes, in the white cloak. I remember her. I remember her coming to my village when I was young. I remember seeing her in the snowy fields north of the mountains. I see her marching into the city with an army of dead. And I can look at each of those figures on top of the towers and name them. That was Immutatio. That was Imperium. That was Adifex. That was Clyphus. That was Umbra.
My brother, does he garb himself in different colors than I have chosen to at this point in time?
You guys always wore fairly similar colors as it matched your tribe's
Complexion.
colors. Your complexion and your tribe's colors from when you were kids. You do recall that your tribe did bear purple markings when you were a child. And with that, kind of like all of the knowledge and the pieces, like it's like finally getting to see how the jigsaw pieces connect, rather than just having this box of them.
And just because it was undisclosed, not necessarily put down as a pinpoint, now that these memories have flooded in like this and are more crisp and less confusing, do you think Sal would have a more... This is more on semantics of alignment. Do I feel more inclined at a path towards evil or a path toward light, or is that undetermined at this point? Are these memories affecting anything?
Recall the decisions that you've made,
Mm-hmm.
that you do remember making. You can't think back on any like specific acts of necessarily evil.
Okay.
But you do recall the various situations you've been in up until now, and you don't have any sort of evil or good intentions with it. It seemed that you, in fact, lacked an understanding of morality and instead acted on the sheer whims of what seemed beneficial in the moment, both to you and then eventually to the person that you looked up to and served as a essentially as a lord, as a god, as a master. And so to say that you were think that you're evil or think that you're good doesn't really fit that.
Okay.
And instead, you lived in a time with the knowledge that what you were doing was necessary for the further creation of the world, and there wasn't ever a thought of enjoyment of doing this, or
was it
like
duty
you hated
bound?
doing this.
Was
Yeah.
it duty bound? Okay.
There was a bit of it that was duty bound. I mean, again, like you served Eloise, now Imitatio, as you guys revered her both as a mentor and master as well as a god. And while you and your brother taught her the basis for your magic,
Mm-hmm.
she's the one that was that expanded it and furthered it and pushed you guys to break those bounds. And so, doing what you're told because that seems like the only real option in front of you, as you grew up in a village of other Yuan-ti, in a world where people murdered and killed anyone that was not family or blood, and that seemed normal. And
Fittest
as long
of
as
the survival.
as long as you served your kin, the betterment of yourself and your kin, then by all accounts in your circle of morality, your world, you were good.
Okay.
Because you were doing what was best for your people. It's not until now that those lines blur a bit, and you're starting to see the humanity of other races. Traveling with companions that don't match your complexion, that you start having to ponder those questions. But it seems that you have a decision in front of you to choose whether or not to revert back to those old paths and those old ways, with now this new knowledge of understanding, or if to move forward and take what you learned as a lesson on how to be in the future.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Until she feels the ship basically dock at land, she's not going to make any sort of action. Really, she's going to stay in the dark and just ponder these type of thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, you guys feel the ship stop.
Okay.
You guys feel the fog start to disperse from your... I mean, there's still a light fog, but it's not like the dense clouds and the raging storm. And you feel just the lightest tinge of warmth on the boat, as if there is some sunlight breaking through.
Did we ask how we get back?
We did not. You may want to ask.
Yeah.
I have teleportation magic.
Oh, that's right. We did know this.
Oh yeah.
We did talk about
You want to make a circle here, so that way we have a way to get back if we need to?
I don't know that it works on a moving ship.
I mean, once we get to the spot we need to. Like, I assume going out or looking at the windows, is there like land, or is there like an island, a tower, anything?
Yeah, if you guys want to go to the top deck.
Okay, yeah.
Going to the top deck, you guys see a circular, almost marbled stone platform.
It's fun trying to grab it.
There we go. It is this, it is rugged around the edges. It's not a perfect circle, but it's got this marbled stone matte floor all the way across it. It sits about 10 feet above the water's level as the waves kind of crash upwards and splash out onto the surface of this flat stone. It seems that the edge surrounding this platform and extending downward is a deep black obsidian glass that makes up the walls of this tower, and there is a single spiral staircase that goes down.
The plumbing on this place must be expensive. If it's flat and just all the water just kind of goes down the stairs.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. 22.
Okay. You can see water and waves splash out onto the top of this surface, but every time that the water does that, it seems as if it was like on a slanted surface. The droplets split and just slowly start making their way to the edges of the platform before rolling back off into the ocean. Doesn't seem that any water stays on this. Even though it's a flat surface, the water doesn't seem to stick and instead rolls off the side. And you can look at the staircase and see where there's cracks and water splashes next to it. The water doesn't fall down into those cracks, but instead moves around it and slides back to the edge of the platform before falling into the ocean.
Oh. Is it raining in the eye of the circle?
Yeah, and you can see rain kind of pelting down and landing in sections of the platform, like little droplets here and there. They're doing the same thing.
Sal, pretty quickly, you said it's raining.
Mildly.
Okay. Has the cloak around her and
It's more
quickly
like-
gets to...
It's raining in the hurricane around, and so the wind will like push a couple stray droplets into your guys' direction. But again, like, you guys are in the eye of the storm. While there's still clouds inside, for the most part, it's sunlight is peeking down.
Is there any spot that looks particularly good for, like, making a ritual spot, or would I be inclined to wait till I'm...
Probably, I mean, like, you could. Anywhere works, but, I mean, you don't know what's ahead, so... if you wanted to, you could make it. You make it out of chalk, and so you're not sure if the water splashing onto this might affect that chalk or not.
Yeah.
I mean, it is magic, so...
Okay.
You could probably make the circle on the boat.
Possibly so, but...
Well, we also don't know. Can we see the stairs, right?
Oh, yeah.
The stairs must go somewhere,
True, yeah. That's...
and somewhere inside probably has a flat surface to draw a circle on.
Yeah. Well, seems like the obvious way to go. I'd say, let's tally ho. Does a boat like saddle up next to the 10-foot wall?
Yeah, you guys can basically just step off the boat onto the wall. And it seems that there's some sort of perfectly flat spot that is designed specifically for the ship to move up to, as if the tower was meant for a ship to dock there.
Sal would be pretty quick. Get off the ship.
Okay.
Head
Yeah.
down the stairs.
Is everybody
I
following?
would be very close
Yeah,
behind.
Furbolgs probably don't like being wet and
Okay.
covered with fur.
Oh, I'm just so excited.
Sal...
Swift has her cloak up, and she's, like, avoiding the rain. So as soon as she
Jumping.
came out, she was probably poking her head up to see the rain, or, like, standing under, like, the staircase that goes up onto one of the upper platforms. As soon as you guys go, she's off too and down the stairs.
Cool.
Okay.
Make her way there.
You guys head down the stairs. The stairs spiral downward into another circular, flat room. This time, the jagged edges of the obsidian kind of extend inward from the walls and create this very rough-looking surface that surrounds this room. There are no walls, but the room is illuminated by a bunch of differently shaded lights.
Hey, it's a little bit better than when it was sideways, but...
And this is like the first floor that we come
Yep.
to.
You guys have entered on the southern staircase and come down. It appears that there are 16 runic portal gates that surround the exterior of the wall, or that follow the exterior of the wall, followed by 4 more in the center. There's one singular connected portal that is thin but wraps around, kind of like a halo, that then touches, or that envelops 3 more portals in the center.
Could I roll Arcana just to see
Absolutely.
if I would?
And then can I roll perception to see if any of these portals are like actively like open?
Every single one of them is glowing and is emanating, like, you guys feel the wave of magic and Arcana presence overtaking you. Every single one of these is releasing some level of magical energy.
Can I see if I recognize the symbols, especially from what Smith would have shown us earlier?
Okay. Yeah.
What would you like that to be?
Arcana.
Okay, also Arcana.
Or history.
23.
Both are 0.
Huh?
So
23.
Really relying on Colin right now.
These are all teleportation runic gates. These all lead somewhere specific. You do get the sense that just telling them apart for the most part, this one in the center matches that of the teleportation circles that you've seen in the past, and actually seems to be like a fixed teleportation anchor for this location, the same way that the tower has one and each city has one. This is this location's grounded teleportation circle. These all other 23 of these don't look similar to that teleportation circle and don't seem to match up with the idea of going to anywhere that you would know of.
Right. So I won't need to be using my chalk down here, but to educate you a little bit. This particular circle here in the center is an identifier for this specific spot. So I can get back to here as long as I have opportunity to make a ritual to obviously teleport us to this particular place in space here in the center. The rest of these all indicate something or someplace other, and if I had to cue in, I'm assuming it's doing or is something set with how deep this particular building goes at some point. But you don't necessarily want to teleport yourself into unknown, and I don't even know if I have the correct ability to get us through any of these teleportations until I know what's on the other side. So I'll have to reference these, make some markations, at least mentally, and if we visit a different floor or a different place, whether it's in Domum or Spey, if it relates to one of these symbols, maybe I'd be able to get us back and forth there. But all that to say, the center one will at least get us back.
There's only the 4, right? It's not like all of these are?
These are all
Of them?
They're all different places, yes.
And you're advising not to just step on them and figure out where we
They're not going to just zap you somewhere.
Okay.
There's something you have to do. It's an intentional action. But
That's
just
fair,
stepping
that's
into one and imbuing it with power, yeah, you could end up mincemeat.
Why don't we just go down to the next floor and see if there's a portal there, and then check back up here and see if we can go from one to the other.
Well, most certainly. I think that'd be wise, but yeah. I mean, there's not much here other than I'm going to need probably an hour to get some of these runes down.
Okay.
I mean, you two can head down, or 3 can head down to the next floor and look for me if you see something, but I'm going to need about an hour.
Okay, yeah, we'll go down to the next floor.
Do you guys just head right across to the stairs?
I'm gonna start walking towards the stairs, or let's ask Swifty, see if she wants to sneak ahead.
Well, we're definitely gonna go around all of it. Whether she says that it's not just stepping in and being magically transported, I'm not guaranteeing that.
You're going to carefully maneuver yourself around, careful not to
Yeah.
touch anything. Okay.
I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna avoid stepping on.
Manny's going to avoid.
Yeah.
Switch will follow suit in that
Okay.
scenario. So you guys are careful not to touch any portal as you make your way across and head down the next set of stairs. Before I show you the next floor, what is Samar doing? Is she standing there sketching those from a distance?
She's going to each one, but
She's going around to
she's
each
going.
and everything.
She's
Okay.
going around
See
to
what
each
she
and
can
every one.
study.
Yep. Do I need to roll insight or anything like that, or do I have
give
enough
me-
arcane knowledge to?
Give me a second Arcana check, but
Okay.
this time with advantage.
Okay. I'm gonna need the. Dicey.
We could turn invisible and scout ahead too, or we could have Swifty sneak ahead, since she's stealthier than us.
I
That is
Too
24.
worried,
Okay.
but maybe it's
It
been
takes you
leading
some
to
time.
me.
Okay, so it's not like they're walking to the stairs and you figure this out right away. The gateways that exist, the 16 gateways that surround the exterior of this, it's hard to tell what they're for, where
Yeah.
they go, or anything
Right.
about them. They all emanate an extreme magical aura that's not really familiar to you.
Okay.
And this isn't emanating magical auras like, oh, this is illusion, this is conjuration.
There's
It's
no
just like,
scent to them.
Yeah, there's just like pure arcane energy.
Okay.
With a 24, I will say that looking then at the 4 circles around, the halo ring, and the 3 in the middle, you now realize that those 4 glowing runic circles right here that are on the exterior of that halo,
Of the large ring, yeah.
those large 4 rings, each one represents an elemental energy. This green one is associated with earth, the red one associated with fire, the white one associated with air, and the blue one associated with water.
Could I infer from that then that they're not? Is it a destination?
You could infer that those runics, these 4 runic
Or
symbols,
just energy.
send you to the plane of their corresponding energy.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Our other 3 members. You guys head down the stairs and enter into a lovely space. Coming down the stairs, you see directly in front of you a well that is in the center of this probably circular room.
Probably circular.
It's hard to tell as there are kind of gold gilded walls that break up this space that lead to different rooms.
Gotcha.
On the far side of that well is a dining table set. And in fact, there is a feast ready to be eaten. And you can see the steam coming off of the cooked turkey on the table. On the far side of that, there is a lounge area with a fireplace that is stoked and roaring. There is a fully stocked kitchen and bar. There is books, a piano, various tool sets. You can see a grapevine that has grapes, like wine grapes on it. You can see a rack with various colored bottles on it. You can see a rack with weapons and a stone altar with a like purple bound book on it that is facing the well.
Can I do a perception check to see if there was any recent disturbances, like either if someone was here or is actively living here?
No.
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
That's a 3.
Yeah. Other than the fact that, the fireplace is going and the table's cooked, you don't really see the presence of anybody in here. I don't think there's anybody.
Do we see cups at the table?
There are glasses at the table that are set, and there are, I believe, 2 or 3 wine bottles. None of them are filled currently. In fact, the plates themselves are empty, but the items ready to be eaten are on the centerpiece dishes in the center, ready to be cut up and distributed.
How many seats?
6.
6. Okay.
And there are 6 rooms as well.
Well, after all that voyage, that was a long voyage. I could use a meal.
Whenever an hour passes, that's about, or however long you
Yeah.
think that it would take on. I will be right back. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sit down at the table and start helping myself.
Yeah, carving into the turkey on the table. I mean, it is releasing steam. It looks like it just came off the fireplace, freshly cooked.
I'm gonna wait.
Putting some on your plate and beginning to eat. It is finely cooked and delicious.
Ooh, oh boy.
Quite filling.
Nothing happening to him.
No?
Do you want one?
Hmm?
Do you want one?
Yeah, I'll take one. Can you?
Do you want taco meat in it?
No.
would like to go observe the rooms, and then I will.
Yeah, while Manny is gorging himself on food, Swift following you, you guys start peering into the rooms. There are 6 bedrooms following the exterior of this building. Immediately close to the stairs, there is 2 bedrooms kind of behind it. They seem fully stocked and all have their own various theme. The one to the right has, you know, a table with a mirror and a hand mirror, and there's a dress that obviously somebody is like, as if somebody was in the middle of stitching and creating a beautiful dress. There's a wardrobe and a cradle in the corner. The next room has a alchemy table that it seems somebody had been, as if it was stocked and ready for somebody to make their own potions. This room to the right has an armor stand and a lounge chair and a chest that looks like it's designed for like a toolkit of like weapons and like a holy book in there, like a vampire monster hunting kit. You know, the next room, can't remember what that is. The following room is, you know, the next 2 are pretty simple and small, a little bit smaller than the others. One of them has, you know, a barrel of scrolls and some maps. The other one has some books and scrolls in it that all just seem like, you know, for studying the arcane. And then the last room has somebody else's table that obviously was designed for, you know, the use of magic. So they're all a little unique and different, as if like designed for different, you know, personalities of people that could possibly come in.
Just gonna go after that mouse. She's like looking at
I
the
know.
cursor.
But you can't. You weigh too much to stuff on that TV.
What is this?
That's the Cider Places pineapple.
Ooh. Oh, I do
that was
like
a
the
good one.
pineapple, yeah.
See? You're just. He doesn't like it. It's
That
too
one and
sweet.
the pear one, I think, was
It's
really
too
good
sweet
there.
for
Although
him.
it had like a dry
I don't like the
pear.
pear one.
I was a fan.
That was Katie's favorite, or one of her favorites.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean there's a like a small stocked library in the corner with a globe.
There's
Peering
no
around?
staircase down.
There's no staircase down. The well in the center has a couple of koi fish swimming around in it and some other small bait fish, and there seems to be like light kind of coming from underneath them in a way that like the pool is naturally illuminated. Yeah. Other than that, there's the various items inside of the main living area that you can check out.
Do you think there are rooms for each kid? You know, this twin surprised him, and so he had to split one room into 2.
Maybe. There were triplets, right? There were 7 children of Visigoth. And there's only 6 rooms here.
Huh?
Wait. There's
What?
13 kids.
Oh, yeah.
The first group of 6 and the second group of 7.
Yeah. So the first group of 6, though,
Oh, okay.
there's one set of twins.
Oh.
No.
No?
The first group of 6?
Yeah.
No.
You saying, or do you think that
One of the 6 being Immutatio upstairs, who has told you that he cannot come into this building because it's too small.
Gotcha.
so do you think these are the rooms of the gods?
Well, no. The DM just reminded God just reminded me that you can't come in here because it's too small.
Again, as you like go through it and you see each room, there is like jagged and rough walls of obsidian glass that make up the walls of this building. And while they kind of stick out and are like rugged, taking a closer look, obsidian is known for being very sharp on its edges, but it seems like it's magically soft. Each edge is rounded on it all the way around, as if you could put your head against it. It wouldn't cut you or feel that sharp or anything. And taking a deeper look into that wall of obsidian glass, you can see the water on the other side, like into the ocean. It's very dark and tinted, but you can kind of see like the light of the ocean beyond.
Oh, it's transparent?
Just barely.
Just very. Oh, that's cool. Once I'm done eating, I want to cast Speak with Animals on myself and try to talk to the fish.
Okay. Fair enough.
Who else am I going to talk to? The bear rug?
Well, that's what we were wondering.
When the DM gets something out of left field.
Oh. I would say about this time that they finish checking out all the rooms and he's going to check in, that's when you're done realizing that, like, I know at least these 4 correspond to elemental planes.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them I'm still not 100% sure on. And I know that the one in the center is a teleportation circle, so that must connect to the material plane.
Yeah.
The one that you're in.
You'd hear the click-clacks of my heels before.
On the steps.
Yep. Certain there'd be an echo. When Sal gets here, she'd take in the room. Again, she has kind of heightened senses. It's new.
Yeah.
Surrounding. She'd be vibing the general atmosphere for Arcana.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Less interested in the material.
Okay. The fish, talking with it, one of them. Hello.
Hey, have you seen anyone else here come by recently?
I just got here.
Where did you come from? Where were you before?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I was here just a little bit ago, and I don't know anything before that.
Oh. So you never seen anyone, around here, or come and go?
Other than the other fish, you're the only thing I've seen.
Are you hungry or anything, or are you doing good in there?
I'm
Need anything?
I'm okay. It like eats a little tiny schoolfish as it swims by.
Oh, okay, good. Well, if you need to be fed or need anything, just make a splash and we'll feed you.
Okay.
That's
I'll sit
that's
down
it.
and eat.
Yeah, food's delicious.
Yeah.
After talking to the fish, looking at the purple book that faces the well, I want to go just check it out.
Yeah, so heading to thank you so much. The altar. Adjacent where the book faces the well. The first page is a visitor's log.
Oh.
And it says, like at the top, it says, enter the name of the guests staying here. And there is one name at the top of that list, and it's Visigoth, and nothing underneath it.
Can I? I'm gonna be.
I love the idea. Scott's just having a sense of humor.
Yeah, right. I kind of want to cast Detect Magic to see if it's been altered in any way, if like names were hidden, or if it was. I'm not going to. I'm just toying with the idea. I'm just thinking if that would be a good use of my spell. Can I do like an Arcana check to see if it's been magically tampered with before I cast anything?
Sure.
Okay. Oh no. That's a 6.
Mm-hmm. No.
Okay, hasn't been tampered with that I know of. Okay. Is there a pin next to it, or like a quill, or anything to write my name with?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's a quill.
I'm gonna write first my name.
Yep.
Then Sal's name.
Yep.
Samara's real name now.
and then Phoenix, and then Swift.
Okay.
In the next 4 lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I want to do there.
The page flips in front of you. You don't touch it. As soon as you are done and set the cooldown, the page flips. It says, welcome to your new home. All will be provided.
Wow.
And the book closes.
Hey, Phoenix, you might want to come check this book out. I signed us in, and it said this is our new home. It seemed magical. You might have a better idea what this book does.
Hopefully you didn't just lock us in here.
I'd be hearing him say that, right? Could I roll insight for something?
Sure.
Mostly, I want to see if it truly will make it how it wishes. Would I be able to alter the planescape to change a room or an object? Like if I wasn't... Is there something magical going on like that? Where,
Okay.
like room of requirement type shit, like, but for a room that Sal maybe would
Give
be
me
interested in.
an investigation check.
Investigation, okay. So that is a 17.
Mm-hmm. You get the sense that this tower
Mm-hmm.
and the things in it adapt to its inhabitants.
Okay.
And that it provides what is necessary and what is needed. And for the most part, it doesn't actively change a lot. But obviously, you get the perception that this might not have been the original layout of this place, but as soon as we got here, this is what it is.
Okay. Would I, from that general, we'll call it a vibe check.
Vibe check.
Yeah, vibe check. Would I know which room would be more inclined to be mine, or can I just pick one?
No. You get the idea that the rooms are different enough to suit different people, but are generic enough that it can, they're not designed specific. It's not like the tower knows you and created them after you, but instead just created a group of generic enough rooms that maybe a person would be inclined to a space and feel a little bit more at home, but not necessarily perfectly molded to them.
Purple bed sheets are mine. The one with the mirror too, because I got to paint on my poison.
I would like the other corner.
That one.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted that one.
Wait, so Krista, you wanted this one or this one?
No, I want
I want the
Yep.
the opposite
All right,
corner.
Selena wants that.
potion bottles on the outside, mirror, purple bed sheets.
Yeah.
The mirror reminded me of you.
Yeah.
That's gonna be Sal's room.
Yeah,
There's a mirror in this room too.
there it
The
is,
Phoenix
but
claimed it.
it's red and too royal. I want dark and macabre.
Yeah.
It makes sense that
Cool.
Manny would have the room next to me though.
Yeah.
There's a half-sewn dress in the corner and a cradle in the other corner, just so you know.
Yeah, that was the part that weirded me out. I was like, why is there a cradle? Just because Luke can. Sel's gonna put all of her weapons.
What if somebody had a kid?
Touche.
I'm gonna require for my room mud. A nice
Just-
little, just
Mud.
Yeah, the room said. I mean, the
What
books-
room are you going for?
This one, the one
This
with
one?
the
Okay.
the carpet, or not the carpet, but the
The rug.
rug. Yeah.
Skin, animal skin.
I like that.
For the druid.
Yeah.
Swifty would probably take this one so that she could listen for anybody coming down the stairs.
Next to the door. Yeah.
And could take cat naps.
Yes.
Cat naps. Ha.
I'll give
Egg.
myself a point of inspiration.
Yeah.
That's going to come back in the next boss fight.
The boss is just inspiration.
Correct.
Reroll inspiration.
Thinking just about mud, and knowing that this place might provide things I want or need. Do I notice any changes in the room?
No.
Okay.
She would really like to know where all those glyphs go. That's what she's. That's what I'm thinking.
Nice.
If it's gonna give us everything, I just want to know where everything goes. I don't want to be trapped here.
Did you say you cast Detect Magic? You didn't.
I did not
Okay.
cast it on the book. I'm still one of the
Detect Magic is just an AoE around you for like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sees everything. I didn't cast it. No.
Yeah.
Is there any stairs or
Check, you
anything
should.
leading further down that we see? Okay.
Nope. And in fact, even the well that has water in it has like a flat bottom
Okay.
underneath it. Like it's only
Oh,
as
okay.
deep as like
I was
the
gonna
stone
look at
around
that.
you. There's a bottom
Yeah.
to it.
Okay.
It seems more like a fish tank than a well.
Yeah.
Are there any other stairs, or just the stairs coming into it?
Just the stairs.
Just the stairs come down.
Okay. I
I'm
want-
gonna look through all the bookshelves too.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Coming over the bookshelves.
Yeah.
There are various bookshelves on magic and the world. Yeah, I don't know. They're just like, it seems like a very broad selection of topics.
What is, like, I want to look. I would like to see like how old they are,
Mm-hmm.
and then like.
Looking at the dates, these books are older than anything that you could have imagined. I mean, they're like
Okay.
dated back thousands of
That's
years,
what-
but they're all in pristine condition.
As old as Sal, you know.
Except for there are occasionally you see a book that's dated within the last 20 years.
Okay. I would also like to look in the books for any bookmarks, notes.
Mhm.
So each book she'll open up. She'll kind of look when it was.
Riff the
and then,
pages.
Like, yeah, rifle through them.
Yeah. No notes.
Nothing.
No bookmarks.
She takes one that looks like just a storybook and brings it to her room.
Okay. Passing by, you do see that there is, I shouldn't mention, there is a table here that has 6 necklaces on it and a note as well that you would have noticed walking by.
Oh, then I will probably stop and look
Okay.
at the note at least.
Reading the note, it says, "The tower can be home to many, but only those that understand the full grasp of our universe and the realms within will have access to its true power. Use these necklaces to come home in dire situations."
Hey, Sal, come look at this.
Oh, they're horrendous. They're very gaudy. That's just going in my pocket. There's no way I'm wearing that.
Okay. Read the note.
Mm.
Do we know enough about the castle or the tower?
Oh, well, the glyphs upstairs. The 4 big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Don't step into the red one unless you want to start burning up.
Does it go to
Fire.
hell?
Does it just put me on fire?
Well, it goes to the plane of fire.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
And vice versa, if you want a giant mud plane, go into the green one. Though I wouldn't recommend it. It probably kills you just as quick as the fire. Like quicksand.
Huh. What doesn't kill you?
The other 16 are unfamiliar to me, so I feel like they've got important destination.
Do you think they could be? Because these books over here are really old. Do you think they could be to the same locations that we know of? At least the 2 that you have things for. But they're just so old that we wouldn't be able to know when.
Well, I mean, the tower's marcation is the same everywhere, so I'm assuming if people are using the waygates that the marcations are the same as they've always been since the magic was created for them.
Oh. This is all brand new to me.
Are we gonna spend a night here, see if anything freaky happens to us?
Well, I figured we would spend the night here.
We could just make this our base for a while. The book said this is going to be our home, and we'll provide anything that we need.
And you always trust the book?
Not really. We didn't have a lot of books back in the swamp, for obvious reasons. So, I mean, it looked magical. It closed, and it wrote back to me. So,
Was his name Tom?
no, it didn't give me a name.
Okay.
So yeah, no name, no riddle, no nothing.
No? Okay. Nothing about snakes?
No, it just said welcome. Make yourself at home. So, yeah, if, it sounds inviting.
Have you eaten the food?
Oh, so good.
You didn't die?
No, you should try the breadsticks. The garlic bread. Oh, to die for.
A few of us ate it already. I'm sure you could ask it for like rat soup. Or just blood. I don't know. What?
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 She's playing games now.
Oh, I want to play.
I don't know what games he's referring to.
Just copy
She's
everything she's
referring
saying.
to.
Back at her. That's the game she's playing.
That's usually what the kids did. We'll play this game later. Yeah, if there's anything else, I guess we all called dibs on our room. Looks like can't go any further down without using the portals. What are those shiny necklaces over there?
They're to bring us back here. In case of emergency.
Ooh. Why is Sal's shaped like a foot?
What?
Yeah, your necklace that you have.
What's,
It's shaped like a foot.
that's why
She
it's
thought
going in
they
my
were all
pocket.
body.
Oh. Huh. Yeah, it's very specifically a club foot.
That's why it's going in my pocket.
Well. It's like, it's like a lucky hare's foot, I guess. Yours is a ugly, disfigured club foot. Must bring good luck. And I'll probably grab one for myself.
Oh. You each grab one.
Yeah.
You guys can add a necklace of Taenarum to your inventory. It's Taenarum. Say, picking up the necklace kind of gives you a clear image of what that necklace does, and an understanding that while like most magical items you need to cast the identify, spell, or study, these ones almost like speak to you as to exactly what their intended purpose is, or their function is.
Okay. And they don't need attunement or anything.
No attunement. Just says, while wearing the necklace and in a different plane after using one of the gates in Taenarum, you can use an action to come back to the gate room.
While wearing.
Yeah, you have to be wearing the
heavily
necklace.
stressed, Not just in your pocket.
After putting mine on, I'm going to press the button in the middle of it to activate it.
Nothing happens.
Mine might be broken.
No, we're already here.
Oh, well, okay.
Wait.
I know this is where it takes us to. I didn't know if it like moved us.
You just
brought
think
us
it
back
just
to our
blinks
room?
us back.
Maybe it takes you to your room, or it takes you to the fireplace. I don't know. Yeah.
It does stress that while you are in a different plane after using one of the portals of Taenarum.
Oh, okay. So whenever we're in a different plane, it'll bring us
Yeah.
back.
So while wearing this necklace
Not gonna
and in
magically
a
bring us
different
back
plane,
From
after
anywhere.
using one of the portals in Taenarum's gate room,
Uh-huh.
you can spend an action and return to the gate room of Taenarum.
Okay. The item wasn't loaded for me, so I didn't get a chance to read it.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll swap mine out for a different one just in case.
Okay.
Make sure batteries did die.
Nice. Do you have homebrew items equipped? Because it won't show up if you don't have homebrew items allowed.
Right now, it's just struggling to pull up any item.
Oh.
Which is weird. So, yeah, I guess we can start checking out the portals, unless if we need to get more settled in.
I've already chosen dibs.
Yeah, we've all picked a room.
Would we be able to tell what time it is? Or are we without indication of day, night? I know it's only probably been a couple hours, but
You can kind of see, I mean, like, this room doesn't have any lights in it, yet somehow it seems to be lit as if you were outside.
Okay.
Is what the light seems to match. And so looking at it, you're like, okay, it's probably midday right now, because it seems like the light is coming right from, like, directly above us.
mm-hmm. Well, we can apt ourselves to go through one of the portals. Basically, choose a color.
Oh, I'll pick my favorite color. I'll go through that portal.
Yeah.
We all want to go through the same portal at the same time, or should we?
Let's not split apart now. Yeah.
Didn't know if we want to divide and conquer, or just
No.
go all eggs in one basket. So,
All eggs in one basket.
great.
Sell the voice of reason.
Just because you would rather think I'm stupid doesn't mean I am.
That was Krista talking to me in face.
All right, well, let's go pick our favorite flavor of portal.
What do you think green tastes like?
I don't know, but I'm curious about the. Is there a brown one up there?
Yeah, I was about to say, he's gonna go for a brown one, not a green one.
I don't know. Oh, there's like a orange one. I'll probably go to that one. Not touching it yet, but I'm just gonna make my way there.
The orangish one?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
let Manny
Okay.
choose first?
I think that's wise. That way he feels entertained.
Okay. Deal.
I'm having issues with
Swift doesn't care.
the Wi-Fi.
Which one are you on?
I think Death Star.
Let's see.
Swift is probably a little cautious about this whole thing.
Yeah. She might be like, can I just stay here? But nope, you're coming with us.
She's like very on point, characteristically not chatty. Unless did she switch personalities to a chatty Kathy?
Mm-hmm.
She did.
Okay.
She's very, like, she's not a chatty Cathy, but she's very, like, giddy nowadays.
You might need to do a quick refresh,
Especially in
like
comparison
restart
to
iPad.
easily.
I don't know.
Okay.
Might just be best. Sometimes my router goes down, but it's
If it's worked for everyone else, I
It's
assume
up.
it's mostly my iPad.
Jay Follow says his favorite type of dragon is the black dragon.
Ooh.
Ooh.
How interesting.
I like the little tiny dragons. What are those?
Considering
little
I
tiny
have a black dragon mini in my backpack.
Oh. Don't bring it out. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that's cool.
We like that you have it. We just don't want to face it.
Let's see.
I think my favorite type of dragon is D's.
What's these?
Dragon D's nuts across your face.
It's kind of like my favorite
It
band.
has to be a D's
Yeah.
Nuts joke.
Imagine Dragons.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Imagine Dragon, these nuts across your face. Although to be fair, I listen to most of my music on tapes and CDs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
tape-
love CDs.
Tape just stick to your forehead so you can see these nuts.
I've never heard that. Like I've heard like CDs nuts. But I've never. Heard
Will got me with that, of all people.
Really?
Will
Oh,
did it to
get
me.
got, man.
This
Get
is girl
got.
dinner. Girl dinner.
Girl dinner. All right, my Wi-Fi's working, so I'll get that.
So yeah. You have gone up to the orangish campfire flame colored portal.
Uh-huh. I keep misconstruing that I'm not darling right now because she really just wanted to shove you into it. But then I'm like,
Colors.
yeah. Well, I wanted to be like, here, you go for it, bam! But I'm not darling. I'm Phoenix.
Phoenix now. Well, we just want to hop in on 3?
We all stand on one. Like, is it big enough that we can all stand around it
Yeah.
and kind of jump in?
Yeah. Let's just jump in on 3. You ready?
I push Manny.
Yeah. Manny lands. Do you guys jump as well?
I mean, I push him and then I just take a step in,
awesome.
but
You
I
guys-
don't let him count
You
to
guys
3.
all land on your steps in the portal. The portal immediately like lets off like a shine of light, and then just kind of simmers back down to its regular glow, and you guys are just standing in the room.
Huh. Well, you almost killed me.
Manny, you realize you're like, let's go on 3, and you got shoved into it.
You're going first on the next one, that's for sure.
Why?
Because you just almost killed me.
That wasn't a dragon.
No,
It
or else
wasn't
we'd all be
thunder.
dead. Uh-huh.
Like, the 2 requirements for you
I'm
almost
trying to
dying.
keep that list as narrow as possible of things that might kill me.
You just
Dragons
didn't get-
and lightning are 2 so far. I don't want to make portals a 3rd. So, Paolo or Sal, you want to power it up, or
Well, the tower said it had secrets. If we don't know how to do these, we probably won't be able to get in them.
so you spent like an hour here. What were you doing?
marking the symbols.
Oh, well.
So we can use it against you later.
By the way, each of these 16 symbols has a very unique core symbol to it.
Right.
So like the one that you guys just tried to step on, it almost looks like a Y, except in the center of the Y, there's almost like a circle, like an I, and then there's like crosses on the ends on each of the Y. It's like the significant symbol in the center of that portal.
Portal activate. Nothing. Sal, you want to turn it on?
What do you normally say for a transportation spell?
You just kind of mentally touch it with your mind.
Oh,
Well,
I don't know how to do that.
So, this is probably going to require reading through some books.
You do also need to, think of the destination you're going to.
we don't know where we're going.
There's got to be a book. How about your magic book? Can you write in it and ask?
Sure. Yeah. I'll try it. See if it knows.
Maybe
anything.
it's a sentient think brain of the tower.
Yeah, maybe you should see any magic up there.
Yeah.
We almost missed these necklaces.
That's true. We can search the room a little bit more. We got nowhere else to go, unless if we want to go to the plane of fire.
I don't think I want to try them out that hard. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, we
Yeah,
go try
I'm
the
not going to
book.
push you in that one. Don't worry.
Good.
What is the white and the black part? Boom, boom.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna go back down to the book.
Like I said, you could metagame this, but good luck.
I'm gonna go back down to the book and
Yeah.
try to open it.
Okay, it opens.
And then I'm gonna write, how do we activate the portals and where do they lead to? Question mark. But like a few spaces below Swift's name.
Oh, on the
Yeah, the
entry?
visitor. Yeah,
The
I
visitor
assume like
log?
that's the first page.
What? Did
Yeah,
you not
it-
just like look through
it
the book
immediate-
and make sure there's not already information in there?
As you're writing into it, the words seem to fade because they don't seem to be sticky. Not like the names that you put in that like stuck to the page. These are like fading behind it.
Okay. If I turn pages,
Yeah,
any difference? Or any new
lines
Lines.
for more names.
things?
I need a table of contents. Tell it that.
When it wrote back to me,
Mhm.
where did it?
put
It just like flipped pages, but the pages were blank that time, and then the text appeared in front of you.
Gotcha. It's like,
Oh, you need a table of contents.
I want a table of contents. And write down, like, table of contents, please.
And as you write it, the words fade from the page because they're not names.
Yeah. Are there any other blank pages if I flip through the book, or is it all...
Purposely flipping the pages next to next to next, it's just extended lines for writing names in case those ones were filled.
Think about portals and then flip pages.
Alright. Portals! Flip a page.
Lines. This is, if you flip and look at the front cover of this page, it is like welcome log, or like visitor's log.
I'm trying not to resort to violence here, which is usually my go-to.
Yeah.
That's why you're a druid assassin.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty welcoming and nice, so...
You're not going to stab it?
No. Let's look around the room a little bit more.
Okay.
Can you read?
I've already
Yeah,
listed the books.
no. If it's in common.
Yeah, you recall like a number of different books that you saw, just like pull them off the shelf and be like, oh, this is a random subject, this is a random subject.
Yeah.
Can,
They were nothing that would be useful. Well, I mean, probably are useful, but not for this moment and this time.
Can I go back and double down on an investigation of the place to see if there's...
Of
anything
what?
of this floor?
Okay. Sure, make an investigation check with disadvantage. No, regular investigation check because you're looking for different things.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a nat 1.
Perfect. Yeah. You just keep thinking that book has to have those fucking answers in it.
I'm going back to the book every time. And just
He wanders somewhere and comes back and just keeps circling.
You guys come down the stairs, you see him angrily scribbling in a sheet, and as fast as he's writing, the lines are disappearing. He's like reverting back to the top and rewriting, trying to fill the page with ink. It's like a game of Snake where you can never catch the tail because it's just as fast.
Just writing quicker. It becomes like more and more illegible as I'm trying to speed up. And it's just like a line now. It's not even words.
He's got all the post-it notes around his bedroom of like, on this day there was 119 pages. On this day there was 150.
Conspiracy.
I've seen 6 names. And
All the way to the top!
Names, all the way to the top.
Conspiracy theory board, just
Yeah.
like with red string.
Yep, but that's your room.
It's in the book.
I just need post-its and I need string. That's all I need, and it just provides you with more post-its and more string. You take over the room next to you as your mapping board.
Just overflows into it. That's what I'm doing. I'm just preoccupied with that.
I think I'm gonna go to sleep. I mean, I don't think there's a solution right now. I'm tired.
It's midday. What are you so tired about?
We face pirates.
We
had
long rested.
Oh, we did long rest.
We
Never
just
mind
slept on the ship.
then. Okay, never mind. Fine, jerk.
I mean, you can go sleep if you want. But...
Nope, not anymore.
Alright.
Swifty, can you help me look through this book?
Yeah. What are we looking for?
I'm just trying to get some answers from it. Maybe might have a different perspective.
She flips through the pages and gets the same results.
Right? It's weird.
Yeah, I know. Looks like a visitor's log.
Yeah.
There's other books over there. Might go check those out.
No, I'm gonna keep checking this one out. This
Okay.
one, it's got to have the answer.
Okay.
Did you try to do your magic thing for all of this, please?
My magic thing.
Where you can detect if there's magic.
Oh sure, yeah, I can try that. And then I'm going to.
She's just pulling books out, looking at the title, and shoving them back in.
I'm gonna
Put those in order.
I'm gonna cast
color-coded
detect
them.
magic.
They don't look like they're in order.
Not anymore.
I'm casting detect magic.
Yeah.
Like, close my eyes and open it.
Yeah.
Green kind of fade or glow emanates out to see if I can detect magic in that area.
The necklaces you guys picked up and the necklaces on the table are emanating some level of magic to them, enchantment. The book is enchanted. And the bookshelves are enchanted, and literally everything gives off the vibe of some twang of magic, but like in terms of being a magical object, I mean, like, yeah, the book that you're rifling through, the necklaces and the bookshelves themselves, not the books,
Shelves, not the books.
not the books, are magical.
Okay. The shelves over there are giving off a weird vibe.
Huh.
So is this book, so I'm gonna focus on this. Just
Lines.
lines. I'm still not. I don't want to tear the book, but I'm gonna think about
You can try.
poking a pencil through. It's like it goes through. Guys,
Yeah, you take the quill and you shove a hole into one of the pieces of paper, and you see the quill like stabs through the paper.
this is it. Portal technology.
And then he takes it out and it's gone.
No, I mean the hole's still on the page.
Okay.
Oh.
No,
You flip another page over it, and then when you flip back, the hole's gone.
Good.
Magic.
Can I investigate the bookshelves?
Sure.
Can I assist?
Sure.
Not that investigation is any good for me, but
Well, you can either both roll, or you can give the other person
I'll
advantage
give
on the roll.
Sal advantage.
That's gonna be 17.
Yeah. What are you looking for, man?
I think mostly seeing if I see any sketched upon or carved markations of any glyphs along the bookshelf itself.
No.
Okay.
The shelf doesn't give you any reason to suspect that it itself is magical.
Mhm.
And it is stocked with various books about the worlds and like everything within it and cultures and just random subjects.
Boring.
But many said they're magical, so maybe they're not so boring. I am thinking about stories of ghost ships,
Okay.
and then I want to rifle through the books.
First book you find, titled "Kid Stories About Ghost Ships."
Awesome. I would like stories about the gods.
First book you pull, Story of the Gods.
I would like a book explaining symbols of portals.
Yeah, a book comes out that talks about how portals symbols are associated to their locations. Most teleportation circles, their runic symbols are associated with the geography of their location on the material plane, while any portals outside of that might be associated to the realms outside of the material plane.
What'd you find over there on the bookshelves?
That you can basically ask for what you're interested in, and it'll help you by giving you a book.
Oh, ask her for a book about this book. See if it can give me anything.
Can we get a reference guide to the book inside this tower?
You find a very small book that's like a user's manual.
A little
Rifling through it, it
pamphlet.
says the Enchanted Visitor's Guide, or the Enchanted Visitor's Log. This book will track all visitors that enter your home and will speak to them as it deems needed.
Oh, as it deems needed. It's not going to tell you anything
Ha!
until it needs to
He's
tell
not
you anything.
needed.
Oh, okay. Well,
Can I get a history on this tower?
A page flips over in front of you and it just says asshole. And then the book closes.
as needed, I guess. Okay. Solve that mystery.
Like Scooby-Doo over there.
Yeah.
Can I get a history or reference guide for the tower?
You don't find one.
There are limitations to it.
Like forbidden
The only,
knowledge?
well, I will say, you do get a book. You're obviously thinking of the one that you're in.
Yes.
You do pull a book, but it's literally about the tower, and it's written by some person in the Mages Guild who just wrote about this magical tower that they practice from. That's a really cool thing. And it's like this story about, like, it talks about the different intricacies of it, the literal of the tower.
And then the next thing I would like to ask is, can I get symbols for all of the planes, ancient and current?
You reach for a book, but instead, you reach and you pull a book, and it is titled The Cosmic Wheel. This.
Oh, look at that.
This is the cosmic. This is the Cosmic Wheel.
Oh, I knew one of them was going to be the Feywilde.
The Cosmic Wheel, as the book explains, is the most accurate description of the different realms that make up our world. In the center is the material plane where normal things live. Above and below it is the Fey and Shadow realm. Surrounding and enveloping those is the ethereal plane. Outside the ethereal plane is the planes of the elementals and the elemental chaos. Beyond those exist the 16 subplanes that reflect the different levels of the alignments in the world. So the most northern plane of ELysium is the most positive plane, meaning the most good. Hades, the southern plane in the lower, is the most negative plane, meaning the most evil. Limbo is the farthest into the planes of chaos, and therefore is all about chaotic events. And it is chaotic neutral, as it's neither good nor evil. It's equalized between. Mechanics is the farthest on the plane of law, and is all about things being lawful and in order, and again is neutral because it's halfway between the planes of the positive and negative planes. Let me do this for you guys.
You almost pushed me into the 9 hells.
And? Would you want to explore it?
Not by myself.
Well,
not
we were all
particularly.
going in. I was right after you.
There
I
you
was
go.
just making sure you go first.
Yeah.
You almost sent me to hell.
Looking
9 of them.
9 of them.
Looking across, you immediately recognize, the 9 hells being the symbol of the portal that you guys tried to jump in earlier.
Hey, do you
The 9
wanna know
hells of
where Sheila
Bator.
sent you?
Yeah, where we're about to go.
The 9 hells.
If you
Oh my
are
god.
That's a cooler story
the
than your
book does
grandpa.
continue and gives a brief description of each plane.
Okay. Awesome. I will hand this to Sal and go, I think you might find this really interesting.
Does it tell me how to activate it?
Oh.
From your understanding of portals and gateways, it's like you explained, you have to think about the energy, connect with it, but most importantly, you need to know of the place you're going.
Okay.
And
now
by thinking
that,
of the place you're going and pouring your magical energy into it, a gate can then open and transfer you to that place. At least that's how teleportation circles have worked for you in the past.
Okay.
And so it seems to be that these are similar, but differing in the fact that they don't connect to the material plane like normal teleportation circles. Instead, they connect to various planes of existence within
well,
the
I could
world.
take you to the hells now if you'd like to.
Let's start off easier.
How do you know it's easier?
Let's first go to the 1 hell first, and then work our way up to the
Nine.
The one hell.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
then work our way up.
Manny's understanding. Let's
So
do
there's
it.
9 hells. Let's start at the
Um,
first one and work our way.
So, I have a question. You could use the tower symbol to get us back here, correct?
Yes.
That's its symbol no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But for you to get us out of here, if we're not just going along one of the planes, but if we wanted to stay in the material realm somewhere else, you would have to do a new symbol for that, correct?
New symbol for what?
Like, to get us back to the tower.
No, that's what the necklace is for.
No, the necklace gets us here. I meant... Oh, gosh. I meant the magic tower is going to be the same thing. How about if we wanted to go visit...
These are the necklaces of Tenerum.
Yeah.
And they reference bringing you back to the portal room of Tenerum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
when you
which is
use a
this.
portal. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm saying, if we wanted to go somewhere on Spire, and you knew, like, if we wanted to leave here but not the plane, you would have to write a new glyph, correct?
Yeah, probably just change some symbols in the center circle and go from there.
Oh, okay.
Just like the ones in the other locations that you've been to, a home portal is a destined spot that it has its center engraving, it marks the location you are in, and so it's a transfer point for people to get to if they know that center symbol. However, any stone circle around the exterior ring, you can inscribe runes regarding the destination you would like to go and reuse that same spot. So yes, she would be able to transfer you using that center stone circle, and using magic chalk could engrave the destination that you want to go to, and then
Gotcha.
that chalk is consumed in the process, leaving it blank again.
Okay. I'm good now.
So 9 hells?
Like I said, we'll do the one hell first, and then.
You just
Wait,
want to go to the prime hell? Hades? Right off the gate?
No.
That's
Dude,
what
we
he's
don't wanna
saying.
do that.
Oh, let's not do that.
Do we really want to go anywhere right now? Do we need to go anywhere?
Oh, we gotta figure out how this place works, right?
Well, then I say...
Is there anywhere you want to go?
9 hells? Sounds pretty interesting to me. There's 9 of them. Imagine what colors they each look like.
They're all colors of dragons.
No.
No.
Dragons aren't necessarily like what I would consider demonic.
Could we go just generically to the Feywilde?
Could I roll a history to kind of know what each of the planes are about? Would I, especially with 1,000 years of in me, would I know something about these planes?
Probably not that much, no.
Not that much?
Well,
Okay.
No.
We can
Especially,
easily-
I mean, both between the lack of memory and also, honestly, you probably didn't study the different planes of existence that much. Instead, your focus was on the necromantic magic that
Is in the
that
material.
Immutatio wanted you studying and furthering.
Okay.
We could easily fix this, though, by asking the shelves.
The book did, like I said, have brief descriptions of each of the planes as well.
Yeah. But if you need a bigger history...
What's the history of the 9 hells say?
Baator, also known as the 9 Hells of Baator, is a lawful evil-aligned plane of existence. Baator is stylized as a plane of sinister evil and cruelty. The different types of devils that dwell here obey a strict hierarchical caste-like social structure. Each continually plots to advance their position through treachery and deception. That's it.
Sounds like the on-T. Sounds like home.
Sorry. Unlike the demons of the abyss, the devils are highly organized with a logical and calculating nature. Devils
Smart.
operate on deals, and while it's never advised, sometimes a deal is the only way to escape that plane. The plane itself is composed of 9 different layers, each of which models a different but no less inhospitable and dreadful environment. From barren plains of ash and rock to frozen wastes of endless ice. The 9 layers in order are Avernus, Dis, Minorus, Phlegathos, Stygia, Malbolg, and Maladomini. Cania, and Nessus.
Sounds like a fun jump.
Let's go somewhere nice. Like, ELysium looks pretty chill.
Yeah, that's just pompous asses. You gotta know it's a pompous asses there.
Elysium, or more fully known, the blessed fields of Elysium is a strongly good aligned plane of existence and is known as the resting place of heroes.
Nah, thank you. You know, they're
Arcadia.
just like,
Just a step above evil, but still part of what I'm assuming is.
might as well
kind
just
of
go
like-
limbo.
It's good.
Sorry, I'll just scroll down. Arcadia, or more fully, the peaceable kingdoms of Arcadia, is a lawful, neutral, lawful, good aligned plane of existence.
Peaceful.
The primary inhabitants of Arcadia are the spirit legions formed from the souls of good and lawful warriors, much like their evil counterparts in Acarion. Other sentient creatures that dwelled in Arcadia include Holophants, Plantaires, food creatures, and the occasional diva. It was not uncommon to see creatures from neighboring planes visit Shedu, Greater and Lesser Lamasu, and the Kirin, for example.
Sounds like a good spot to start with for me.
I vote that too.
Did you hear the word? Swift doesn't know.
No, Swift and I are besties lately. She goes with me.
Yeah, looks like you're outvoted here.
I talk to Swift more than any of you.
Not anymore.
Swift would probably say something like, I don't know, Arborea or the Beastlands seems kind of cool. As a hunter.
Yeah.
That's true.
That sounds cool, but also
The
scary.
Beastlands, also known as the Happy Hunting Grounds, is a neutral, chaotic, good aligned plane of existence.
Chaotic?
We can try the beast grounds.
Arborea, or more fully, the Olympian Glades of Arborea is a chaotic, good aligned plane of existence. It is one of a number of the Eladrin, powerful celestial creatures, are the protectors of Arborea. The most common of which is the Gale. Lilians are also common on this plane. Many types of celestial and anarchic versions of common animals, natural creatures fused with tendencies of good or chaos are found in Arborea.
Where would we
Arborea
find the best
has
mud?
two main types of petitioners, which are the spirits of the elven dead. Some take the form of celestial creatures, and others simply merge with the plane itself as a final reward after death. The second are the Bashay, drunken revelers who perpetually indulge in wild celebrations, enticing visitors to join with them. Yeah, it's your guess which one is most likely to find mud. The book doesn't seem to flip a page for you.
Probably somewhere
And the
on
book
the
also
limbo
is
side
not
with
magical,
water
by the
and
way,
earth.
Just so you know. What?
Probably somewhere on the, limbo side of things between earth and water.
Yeah. I like Arcadia or
We can try the
Arborea
Beastlands.
or Beastlands.
Let's
That
try
sounds-
the Beastlands.
Yeah. Probably a lot
A
of
little
rats
bit
for
chaotic.
you. They might have some rats.
As long as there's no dogs.
All right. No guarantee, but let's do it. All right, Sal, send us through.
Alright, you guys all circle around the Beastlands.
Necklace is on. On. Please. That way we
I'm
can
not
all
wearing
make-
something so atrocious.
That
I
way-
will put it on when it needs to be used.
The portal here in the top right, you guys all enter, focusing on the idea of the Beastlands and what images appear in your heads, also known as the Happy Hunting Grounds. There is a flash of light as the portal envelops you. You find yourselves in the middle of a forest clearing, seated around a small campground. There is a reddish hue that fills the sky, and so it's either dawn or dusk, but right now there's really no way to tell the difference between the two. You see, on the far edge of the tree line, in this clearing that you're in, there is a bright yellow and black spotted panther drinking from a natural well. It doesn't seem to notice your presence and has its back to you, looking around at your surroundings. You are sitting in what is kind of designed to be a campground. There are fireworks. There lies
That
an
scared me.
assortment of camping supplies. There's rations. There's fire kit. There's tinder. There's bedrolls, and there's also a hunting bow with a quiver of arrows.
Somebody's home.
They're just excited that Taylor Swift is coming out with a new
The new
album.
album announcement. I was gonna tell y'all earlier, but
I was actually gonna message Jono and then I refrained.
yeah, my friends were saying, "Hey, we would tune in, but there's a Taylor Swift announcement, so we're busy."
Was at the Grammys, yeah.
Yeah. So we see the panther drinking water.
On the far edge of the clearing, it hasn't noticed you yet.
Uh-huh.
It is crouched down, drinking from a small little pond.
Gotcha.
Now would
Water.
be a great time for animals.
It's too far away.
And we know that the guardians here protect the animals from the book. Is that right?
No, you're thinking of that was
Oh.
stated in Arborea.
Borea. Okay.
That the Eladrin, the powerful elk-like celestial creatures, the protectors of Arborea. It doesn't say though that they protect the animals in that specifically.
Okay. You want me to try to talk to the
No.
panther?
I just don't know. What are we supposed to be doing? Just adventuring.
We're just checking stuff out.
Okay.
Swifty, is that a relative of yours?
Nope. I killed a number of panthers though back in the forest that I lived in.
What about this one? It killed ones like this panther, or
Probably.
well, should we kill this one, or
I can.
sure? Yeah.
Just-
Or I can try to talk to it. You know, we got options. How about I talk to it? If things go south, you kill it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
You're gonna have to approach it. It's about 60 feet away. More than, like you got to get up and move to it. Speak with animals is what? Touch.
It's self. Verbal. Verbal and self.
Okay. Okay. So you can cast it on yourself and then
Mhm.
shout at it.
This is seeming like a great plan. Never mind.
I'm gonna write a stealth up on it.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
Sal hasn't really moved from the portal. She's just gonna watch.
There's no portal, by the way.
Okay, but from where
Yeah.
we landed.
Yeah, you guys are in a campsite. There's no like obvious portal to get out of this place.
I do have the boots of elven kind, so I can be a little bit stealthy. For an 11.
Okay. As soon as you start making a couple steps away from the campsite, the panther immediately turns, makes eye contact with you, and then gets down into like a defensive, almost ready to pounce stance in the in the grass, trying to like hide its body with the grass, as it seems to be.
Did not go smoothly.
I'm gonna cast it on my spells, or self, speak with animals, go animal language.
Go gadget boots.
Go animal speaking. Cast it on myself. Hey, we're not here to mean you any harm.
Swifty, get ready with an arrow.
What's your name?
Are you still approaching it?
Yeah, just slowly, just
Okay.
like, hey,
Yeah.
you know.
After about your fourth step away from the campsite, it immediately turns and bolts into the forest.
Yeah, I scared it off, guys. Sorry.
It's okay. I think, unless it warns other things that I don't. Are we looking for something?
I don't know. I think we could just be exploring around. I mean, this is kind of a fascinating place. Check for different types of buds.
Let's do that then.
Okay. Yeah, you're in a kind of a grassy clearing of this forest, but there's definitely some like foot tracks that have like crushed down some sections of grass that are animal like highways, and so you can like dig up some dirt and stuff out of it.
Cool. Yeah, I'll just grab a sample.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if I have a container.
Just put pocket sand.
Pockets.
Pocket mud.
You know, my turtle was the guy I
Yeah.
made. He had like a bag of sand specifically to do pocket. He was gonna do like pocket sand and then grappling hooks, which are specifically items D&D has not accounted for
That's-
as weapons or items to use.
That's
It's
awesome.
Pocket sand. Yeah, I'm just gonna collect some mud.
and then put it in my mud pouch.
Yep.
And like, Swifty, maybe you want to climb up a tree and see if you see anything?
Sure. And she scampers over to the edge of the clearing, kind of stops in front of the tree, and is like, looks back at you guys and comes back. It's like, I don't know why, but I can't go.
What do you mean you can't go?
anywhere.
I don't know. I get close to the tree, and then it's just like, it's all blurry.
Huh.
It's like I can't go forward.
Let's go check this out real quick.
Let's go as a party.
Yeah, stay together.
Yes, we need to stay together. Then we need to go back.
You have something else you'd rather do?
Oh yeah, watch you.
Okay, come watch together. Alright, Swifty, show us what you mean. What,
She leads you to the edge of the clearing, and like as you get closer to this tree, like from a distance, you can see those details of the tree, and it looks like a normal tree. As you get closer, it gets like blurred, as like suddenly it feels like the image isn't complete. Like suddenly, like what you thought was
Like
like,
in
oh, it's like a
Coraline.
distant, like you could see the details as you get closer. The details are like blurred and pixelated, almost like it was like it's meant to be viewed from that location, but when you get close it kind of breaks that sight, and it doesn't seem to make sense. And as you like approach it, like you feel this like pushback and resistance and draw back to the center of the clearing where you came from. Like you can't, like it's hard to go past it.
should we just follow along the wall and see?
Let's look around our clearing. And then let's just go back. And then maybe let's go to another plane. Try the same thing there and see if we can only get so far before we need to come back.
Do you think this might be a protective field? Since we're in a different plane? Maybe this is
Possibly.
just a way to visit the other planes without experiencing the harshness or the difficulties
Yeah.
those planes present.
Or maybe it doesn't open until it needs to be open.
Well, let's follow along the outside. So I know it's not a hard wall; it's more of a force, but using that as like a guide,
Mhm.
I'm gonna start doing like a circumference. Or
You're able to
circum-
make your way around the entire clearing. Only you get like, basically you can't get within 5 feet of the edge of the forest to the trees.
Okay, interesting. So no trees within our.
Nope.
Okay. And that panther before was clearly in that space, or was it outside?
It was within the clearing, because you come across the puddle that it was drinking from,
Yeah.
and it took off into the woods.
Gotcha. Following the tracks, no break in.
Nope.
But I feel that force, or maybe
Yeah.
is the force okay
Yep.
stopping us?
Yeah, you can like following the tracks. Eventually, you hit this point where you're trying to reach out for the next track, but you like can't get to it.
Oh. Yeah, this looks like we're kind of stuck in this one spot.
Notably, the tracks are not blurred like the rest of the forest seems.
Oh. Maybe it has something to do with these necklaces that stop us from going further?
I don't know. We don't have a lot of information. I was not able to get how the portals work information from bookshelf.
We got them working. So looks like you did. Sal, what do you think is going on?
I think it's a projection room.
Really? Do you think we're actually in the plane, or is this just a mock-up?
I think we're in a section of the plane, but we're only there for observation and or a meeting space of whatever particularly is held inside said plane. Since you scared the only person around currently,
It was a person, it was a panther.
I mean,
Says the druid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're not real people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have feelings
No.
Or rights.
or rights.
Um,
I'm gonna farm and eat them.
can I just do like an investigation check, just searching the area that we're confined to for anything that seems out of place or anything that can help?
Nope. The only thing that seems out of place is you and the like gear that you have, the camping gear and the like tinder and the bow and arrow. Like it seems like you and it are the same, where like you guys are, this place was not made for you, or like this isn't your space, and neither of you come from here.
I'm gonna throw a rock.
Yeah, picking up a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it passes by whatever barrier was beyond it.
What about a rope from my bag that I brought with me?
Throwing it, it seems to kind of like collide and crumple.
Okay.
Projection room.
Okay.
Looks-
Should we go home now?
Yeah, it looks like anything that we've brought with us from our plane can't travel through, and there's nothing else here for us. Yeah, we can head on back. I don't see anything that.
Make sure
Else we
you
do?
take account for the dirt you took and see if it makes its way back with us.
Oh yeah, I'm keeping a close track on that.
Okay.
Don't worry.
You didn't mix it with other dirt, did you?
No, this is
Clean dirt.
good. This is clean dirt. It's the best mud you'll
Nope.
have around for.
Well,
For option.
maybe for an option, but I'm not trying it.
Yeah, I guess we can teleport back. Do you want to go back at the same time?
I'm like pulling out the necklace, and I'm not putting it around my neck, but I put it around like my wrist.
Okay.
And then think about the tower.
You want to do on a count of 3?
Just think about the tower where you're standing.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how to activate druidic spells of some sort, right?
Yeah, I know how to cast spells.
Swift, are you have anything that you normally magically?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right.
All right.
Ranger.
On a count of 3.
I go.
Are y'all ready?
Whoosh.
All right. Well, Sal got a head start. Everyone else, if 5, 4, 3, click.
Yeah, and focusing on the amulet, you guys are back in the tower room. You guys are all standing on the center pedestal of the one associated to the material plane, and the Beastlands and all of the other runic gates are still glowing.
Is the mud in my pocket?
Nope. No, yes, sorry, it is actually. Yep.
Oh,
You do. You still have it.
Looks like it came back with me. I'm gonna go.
Yep.
Put it in a
Put
box.
this in my room. Yeah.
Yep.
Box. Yeah.
I'm gonna go find like a glass.
Now we have to go to like every realm just so we can collect mud.
Yeah, that's my.
Dang
Just,
it.
that's my whole thing now.
Nine hells. There's
I'm gonna-
9 different muds you can collect. from
Welcome to
there.
the plane of fire. There's no mud here.
Why is this fire? Why is this mud?
Oh
hot?
shit!
It keeps baking into clay. I'm gonna grab like a glass container, like about yay big, and throw the mud in there. And
I got a jar of dirt.
Put it next to the portal.
Well, I'm gonna put it in my room.
Oh,
I'm gonna have
okay.
like a nice like display of like
I
muds
got
from
your
different
dirt.
planes.
Okay,
It's like
cool.
my fancy collection of mud.
Yeah, when you go into the room, there's like a new shelf there,
Oh heck yeah. Yeah.
and a little there's a little like container for like what looks to be like a solo bath thing filled with mud.
Oh great. Wow. Yeah, it looks like the room does provide. So on the display case, I'm just gonna have the cup there with the mud, and hopefully there's if there's room for like a nameplate. I'm gonna think about that's the mud like nameplate of the Beastlands.
Okay.
Would be really cool to label it.
Okay.
And then before I steal it up and set it forever, I just want to taste it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Will this be good coffee mud? It's
yeah,
what he
it's
wants
pretty
to
much-
know.
The Beastlands mud is a little bit sour to the taste. It almost tastes like fertilizer.
Hey Luke, did you prep for this part?
It tastes a little bit like fertilizer.
Fertilizer.
It's a very it's got a phosphorussy taste, and it's a very fertile dirt.
Very
I'm-
fertile dirt.
I'm doing like a very whole sommelier, just like
Yeah.
sniff
Yeah.
it, watch like the legs of it as it
Uh-huh.
like falls down the sides.
Yeah.
Doing a whole.
Yeah, it's hard
Hey.
to tell if this is all dirt or if maybe there's like a little animal poop
Hey,
mixed in.
dirt sniffer. We're gonna try another plane. Better get up
okay,
here.
yeah. Let me be right there. And put
Grab
it
a
out.
new jar for new dirt.
Yeah,
I've got a job done. I've got a job done.
That's what he tried to reference
Yeah.
earlier, and everybody missed it. But my favorite is just that, like, imagining Manny tomorrow morning going, like, I gotta go get some mud for some coffee, and he, like,
Just chooses another
walks
plane.
into a port, grabs some mud, binks back, and then starts making coffee.
Some
I like this
Mud.
flavor. It's different aromatics.
Yeah.
I like ELysium dirt on Mondays. It just helps me set up for a good week.
Yeah, 9 Hell's Mud. It's got a little bit of a kick, a little bit of demonic possession.
Got a little bit of
It's-
spice.
Mix that with a little booze. It's like a good fiery end of the night.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I'll scamper back up.
It's like
Alright.
Fireball hot chocolate,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
9 Hell's Mud.
The same logo and everything with the demon on it.
Okay, as much as I hate it, let's choose one where we think people might be.
Oh yeah, that's good thinking.
And what I mean by hate it, I bet ELysium.
Yeah, that's what ELysium would be my guess of where people would be.
I probably
Elysium.
won't speak to them because
The
they're
blessed
gonna
fields of
agitate me.
Elysium, known as the resting place of heroes.
Yeah.
Good place to talk to someone.
Yes.
You can do the talking. I'm gonna.
Did we ever read up on the Badlands before we went there? Or the Beastlands?
Yes.
Well, we didn't consult the bookshelf.
The
Yeah.
Beastlands, commonly known as the Happy Hunting Grounds, per the book that she
yeah,
pulled.
Yeah.
The Beastlands, commonly known as the Happy Hunting Grounds, is a neutral, chaotic, good-aligned plane of existence. There's not really much else to it.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not gonna give us a deep history about every single point. He's
Um,
Why
going to
not?
save-
I'm telling you what the book that you pulled says.
Yeah, I know. We could easily go back, but I don't know.
well, let's go check out Elysium.
Maybe we're supposed to hunt and then maybe it would open up. But I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. That will make sense. Maybe we can go back there and Panther might return. But yeah, let's check out a new mud spot.
So you guys go to Elysium.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Entering the portal, you find yourselves in the center of a small plateau, resting on an infinitely expanding field of grass and wheat. The infinitely expanding field is only broken by a riverbank on the eastern side of your plateau. Waist-high wheatgrass covers this rocky platform you guys are on.
It smells horrid here.
How does it smell? How does it smell?
So fresh and so plain, fine.
Like you would like a cornfield almost of like this fresh like plant life, grassy field. There is a light cool breeze that rushes through that makes the grass sway with the wind.
Nah.
It smells homely. I like it here.
The sun is in a not midday heat but rising sun. So it's starting to warm up, but it's still a little cool in the air.
I'm gonna collect some mud.
Yeah, reaching down into the grass, you're able to dig up a handful of mud.
Okay, if it's dirt, I just add water to it.
It's dirt.
Cool. Oh yeah, I add water to it and then I muddle it
Lick
and
it.
then
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll try some while we're there and fill my container
For sure.
the rest.
Is there a path like there was before?
No.
No. Do we wander away?
Like I said, feel free to metagame this shit and look it up on your own. Good luck.
No, it's from your Delulu brain, man. I'm not gonna think that I can find anything on.
Crap. What would Manny do? Is get mud? And
I will say that, no, though, but like literally is if you want to do your own research on the different planes of existence outside of our campaign,
It's still not gonna help us.
feel free to do so, and we'll treat it as your character looking for more informative books on specific planes.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So feel free to read up on them at any point if you think that it might help you with one of these. But I am not going to be providing you guys with a lot of information on them or tips.
Okay, Ysgard's gotta be Nordic though.
Yeah, what do you guys...
Doing your biz.
Check
Just
for that
saying.
wall of force if it's there.
It is on surrounding the edge of the plateau. You can't step off this plateau.
Okay.
It's like this, like, basically flat field of yellowish grass, and you guys are on this rocky platform that sits about 5 feet higher than that grass. And you on this platform that you guys are on is wheatgrass that stands at your waist level. That seems kind of like almost ready to harvest. The soil that you picked up seems fertile and good for tilling. And there is a riverbank that stretches on the east side of this plateau that like feeds the land around it. Yet even looking out into the infinitely expanding plain, it doesn't seem like they're lacking water the farther you look away.
Mm-hmm. And then past that plateau is that forest that keeps us.
Yeah,
Nice.
you can't step off the plateau.
Can I do an investigation check of our plateau and see if there's anything anything of note, anything that stands out, like any other animals?
Roll an investigation check.
11. Nice, keeps rolling.
Nothing.
Okay. Oh well, we got mud from here. You said there might be people here.
It's the place of fallen heroes.
The resting place of
The
heroes.
resting place of heroes. But, I mean, this is all new to all of us, so I don't. Outside of experiencing it, I don't really understand what we're doing in general.
This might sound like a stretch, but can you commune with your god and ask?
I can definitely try.
Okay.
I have commune with my god. What did she tell us about the portal? Because she.
Nothing. She's never been in that.
Oh yeah,
building.
that's right.
I'm gonna shout like, "Hello there! Anybody here?"
It seems to echo through the fields before kind of withering.
The only one that I can really understand of why we need to be at the tower is possibly the water one. Because we know that one of her brothers, his kingdom is in the water. And while it is in the material realm, it probably has something to also do with one of the realms. But outside of that, I think we have more to discover before we can actually figure out why these portals were created
Mm-hmm.
and what purpose they have.
Might need to do some more reading and some research.
Probably a lot more reading and research.
Good insight.
Thank you.
Sal, Swifty, is there anything y'all need to do here? Oh yeah, this is the place of fallen heroes. Can you
Or resting heroes.
resting heroes? Okay. They're not dead, but if they were, would you be able to talk with them?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
In what capacity?
Well, like the same way you would talk with Bob.
Probably not. The energy here is unnatural.
It's pleasant. I like it. I feel at peace.
No, it doesn't feel that way to me.
There's a level of serenity here.
Feels kind of like an annoying buzzing in my head.
Oh, well, I guess we can go back since there's nothing for us here.
Yeah, I would recommend that.
Okay, we'll do a countdown. On 3. 5, 4, 3. Do it.
Yeah, you guys are back in the portal room of Tenerum on the material portal. All the portals are still glowing.
Cool.
Except, of course, I should specify the material portal is not glowing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we arrive at.
Yeah,
We use-
you always arrive back on the material portal, the one in the center of... Yeah, you guys always appear here in the golden...
Yeah.
I'm gonna go put that mud away.
Okay. You go down, and there are now marked names for all of the different realms.
So you can remember to take the jar.
So which ones I've gotten, they're all labeled. It's gonna be
It's pre-labeled for all of them.
heck yeah.
So all you got to do is get a jar and put it in the right place.
Nice.
Are there
Good luck
jars
putting
of
it in the right spot.
are there jars available for the planes of fire, earth, water?
There's tags for them,
There's tags for okay.
but there's not jars there. You didn't think about wanting jars on the shelves.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how many containers I have, but I'm just gonna think of like, all right, I'm gonna want jars. I like the nameplates. It looks like every place we go to has a level of like we're protected, or there's a force field. Maybe we're not protected, but it stops us from leaving. Should we try a more dangerous area? Work our way down
Ooh.
to Hades? But we could try the 9 Hells.
That is an interesting choice.
Self.
What time is it now?
Uh,
Does it feel like time goes differently while we're gone, or
for starters, like you guys haven't spent more than like a little bit in each of these planes. You did spend like maybe 30 minutes in the Beastlands, but like, nah, it doesn't seem like the time outside hasn't changed much at all. In fact, it seems like it's probably still midday.
I just don't understand why.
Mm-hmm.
Sal, since you didn't like Elysium, maybe you might want to visit Hades? And let us know how it goes?
You sacrifice our friend.
Here's a jar to take with you.
Yeah. Well, if she comes back and it's safe, I can go there myself. I'm not gonna trust her to get mud for me. She's gonna get the bad stuff, you know? The
Wow.
bottom shelf mud. I want the top shelf mud. Yeah, you might be more comfortable in Hades if you didn't like Elysium.
Maybe.
You want to scope it out?
Hades, more fully known as the Grey Wastes of Hades, also is known as Hades, the Three Glooms, Hope's Loss, or Nadir, is a strongly neutral evil aligned plane of existence. It has 3 levels, and is known to support the world ash, known as Yggdrasil, or Olympus, Mount Olympus, which connects and supports many of the other planes.
Yeah, give it a go.
Let's all go. Colin's like really thinking about like this whole puzzle.
Yeah.
Everything else has
it's
been
bothering him.
Oh, trust me, there's better ones and there's worse ones. I am very, very excited about this whole thing.
Marcel, you should give it a go.
No, I'm not going right now.
It's a pretty good idea. I don't think hopping in and out of portals without knowing why we're hopping in and out of portals really is the best call.
I know why.
To get mud
To get
is
mud.
not a really good reason. You can do it then all by yourself.
Okay, well, let me try a different one. How about
We're gonna lose you,
Archeron.
Manny.
Archeron?
Archeron?
Archeron, that's what I said.
Or is it? Sec, I gotta figure
'Cause that's working its way down.
Is that on
Arcadia?
the left side?
Yeah,
Acheron.
Acheron.
Okay.
Acheron, also known as the infernal battlefield of Acheron, is a lawful neutral, lawful evil aligned plane of existence. It is the inverse of Where is it? Sorry, it is the reverse of Arcadia, which I told you before is known as the plane where lawful good warriors or lawful warriors, like their resting place. Acarion is the infernal battlefield of their evil counterparts, evil warriors who go after death. Yeah, that's as much as her book explains.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go collect mud from Acarion. Can I activate the portals, or do we need Sal?
No.
We don't need Sal.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go stand on the portal and think about where I want to go and
Thinking about
concentrate.
Acarion.
Think about Acarion, yeah.
You find yourself in the middle of an infinitely expanding scrap pile of scrap. There is just a heap of countless contraptions, creations, weapons, armor, failed experiments, and broken devices. Fallen buildings and shipwrecks just cover the ground around you. Every once in a while, you catch the glimpse of ethereal forms digging through some of the rubble before pulling out an object, admiring it, and then seems to float upwards towards the upper level of this plane.
Can I move scrap to get to the ground for mud?
You start digging into the scrap, and as you dig, it just goes deeper. You get knee deep into this scrap before it starts like sliding in around you a little bit. You can continue to dig if you want.
I'm gonna try to continue.
You continue to dig. You get to chest level. It's just more scrap, and now it's starting to get hard as the scrap is starting to fall down on top of you, threatening to bury you. You can feel the scrap underneath you is like almost shifting, as if something underneath is like turning like very far down.
I keep digging.
Okay.
I'm gonna have my
Yeah.
obviously like having that necklace
Yeah.
ready, like on hand.
Yeah. You keep digging and keep digging, to the point that you lose the direction of what is up and what is down. But as you go farther, the devices and constructions around you seem more broken and dismayed, to the point that it stops looking like a pile of junk and more like rubble. As you get closer, you feel this immense weight and pressure, as suddenly the ground and the objects are moving pretty intensely and clanging against each other. If you go any farther, you threaten being crushed, or at least taking bludgeoning damage from objects being pushed and pulled against you. At this point, it's looking like not stone, but they're just coursed and crushed down to just simple blocks of matter.
Okay. Yeah, I'll grab like as many the smaller bits of matter as I can. Either like if there's pebble-sized ones, or like just
Make ice cubes out of it.
yeah, like grabbing like the small chunks of it and just kind of putting that in my pocket,
Okay.
my mud pouch, and then I'm gonna teleport on out, hit the necklace, and
Okay. Yeah, you come out and you have getting a better look at it, where you're not like literally enveloped in stuff. They're like little broken baubles, like maybe like kids' toys that you grabbed, that seem to be like really weathered down to their like bare components that you can only barely tell what they actually once were.
I'm gonna add that. Well, if I have like I'm gonna go to the kitchen, look for a mortar and pestle,
Okay.
mash it all up
Okay.
the best I can, if it can't be mashed anymore, and then put that remnants into the container, in the place for Acarion. And I'm gonna go back up, and then whenever I get a chance, just let them know. It seemed kind of like a place for debris and just broken things. I didn't see anyone, but things were being kind of sorted through and sucked up into the sky.
You saw ethereal forms, like they looked like warriors that like were ghostly in visage, like picking this
did-
up. Yeah.
okay.
When I said ethereal forms, I meant like literal like people, like forms.
Gotcha. Yeah, there were people just shifting through the debris, the detritus, and just, I guess, taking the good stuff from it, but it was a total scrapyard of just junk. Yeah. No mud, though, which is a shame. The ground was swirling. It's weird.
Swirling.
Yeah, if you go down far enough, the ground was moving. and almost crushed me.
How
Almost.
far did you go?
Oh, pretty deep enough to look for mud, but there wasn't any, so I wouldn't try it.
You estimate like 25 feet.
25 feet.
Dude. Manny, I don't know if it's the best idea to let you go by yourself through any portals.
Someone's got to get this mud.
We can do. Does it have to be done in a night? In a day?
Oh, yeah, I guess there's no rush for it.
I think we're gonna see all these places.
Yeah. I mean, I know we will. Got to get mud from each one. I have an idea. There's that ship that dropped us off. If it's still there, we can go talk to the god, the ghost ship, Imitatio, and see if they have any knowledge about visiting the plains.
Okay, we can definitely try. You can lead the way.
Okay. Did you get anything back from your prayer or communion with your god? Nothing.
I don't actually have communion.
Okay. I didn't know if it's a spell, but if you just said like a prayer or something,
It's
sometimes
a
they.
spell.
Oh, it is. Okay. Sometimes they give you visions or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'll go back up see if the ship's still there. The ghost ship
It's still there.
still there. Okay. I'm gonna go on. Go to that room and
I do like they still call it a ghost ship.
yeah, it's always gonna be a ghost ship.
Nice.
Go in. Hey, Matatio. It's me, Nanny.
The door's unlocked, like you can go in, yeah, and
Okay.
shuts
go
the
in.
door behind you.
Oh.
What can I help you with?
We were able to get inside, and it looks like we were able to. It welcomed us, like we were home. There were 6 rooms as well, but we kind of took over 4 of them.
Huh.
So, yeah.
Perhaps it just didn't know exactly how many of the party there would be.
Yeah. There's 2 extra rooms if you want to join us.
I can't come in. I'm too large.
Okay. Well.
Unfortunately, I can't. While I can change my shape, my size is fairly large.
Too large.
Right now, am I speaking to like a voice in the room? Or?
Yeah, I mean, like the paint is frosted over, and there's like the glowing of the eyes, and yeah, it like speaks to you in your head.
Okay. Yeah, and then there was this room of portals that took us to different planes
yes.
of existence.
That would make sense. Our father, the creator, visited all the planes. While he created the material plane, he needed inspiration for his creations. In fact, many of his children are modeled after the things he saw in the different planes.
Oh, which ones are you modeled after?
I couldn't tell you. I've never left the material plane. But he was known for traveling and visiting them often. And he did talk about how experiencing the different planes and seeing each one and understanding what it is and the core idea and mentality of that plane gives somebody a more worldly view and makes them more powerful.
Yeah. And the mud, too. That's also pretty important. So,
I'm sure if he experienced all worlds and all cultures, he took a mud bath at some point.
Yeah. Sounds like a well-cultured dude. Let's see. Yeah, is there anything that we need to do here? Where we sent...
Like I said, I believe that he has stashed some magical tool, weapon, artifact that could help you guys in your future endeavors and would definitely strengthen your cause. Perhaps it's locked away somewhere in there, but I know in my soul, in my being, that he was not somebody that could be tricked or fooled. He was cautious, and so he would have taken steps to ensure somebody could free him if he was ever trapped. And I think somewhere in this tower lies that answer. Somewhere in Tenerum.
Okay. Well, we're still figuring out all the portals, so we're gonna do a little bit more research on that.
Of
We'll
course.
get back to you if we find anything.
I will not be here at night. Once nightfall hits, I will be traveling and dropping off our unwelcomed passengers on the nearby shores of Domum, and then I'll return by morning.
Okay. Alright, well, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. Well, we'll keep on looking.
All right. And I think we're gonna take a break. Let me. All right. You have presumably exited the ship. What does the rest of the party want to do?
So I'm assuming. Well, I think I was gonna listen in about what the goddess said.
Mhm.
So I know the same information.
Yeah, I think you would.
So which one, if she crafted her kids, or if he crafted his kids based off of realms, we need to look at the kids and then go to those realms.
What if we look at the other portals, like the planes of the elements, or the Feywilde or Shadowfell?
I mean, we should definitely look at those ones too. I would agree.
Visigot visited those, but he's a god, so I don't know if he had his own protection or if the portals will protect us. if we go.
I'd be most interested in the Feywilde. Shadowfell kind of scares me.
Let's do the Feywilde one next.
As long as there's no hopping bunnies.
I don't know. I think bunnies can be pretty cute.
No. They're food.
Man, they're pretty tasty.
Rabbits too.
You joining us for the Feywilde?
I guess.
Awesome. To the Feywilde we go.
Okay. You guys all stack on the Fey platform. Take the portal. Sorry. The Feywilde. I'll give you the brief description here. One of the two parallel planes, the Feywilde is a more extreme and magical reflection of the world, with some thematic links to the positive energy plane in the plane of fairy. Creatures native to or connected with the Feywilde, such as elves and gnomes, generally have the Fey origin, and this is considered a very wild plane. So, as you guys step on the platform, channel the Feywilde. You are hit by a flash of bright light, and you guys, as the light fades, find yourselves in the middle of some sort of ritual ground.
She rolled.
You guys are standing around a center brazier, and around you are 4 elven statues. The terrain behind each statue corresponds with a different season: spring, summer, autumn, and winter.
Look at how pretty. Hey, weirdo, stop.
I want to go and check out one of the statues. Wait, what's that in the middle? Is that where
Brazier.
That is a
Oh.
brazier in the center.
Cool. I want to go check out one of the statues. I'll do the winter one.
Yeah. Each statue is pretty similar to the other. The only difference being the terrain that surrounds them. Each one has a 10 or 7-foot cliff edge that kind of separates, and the season blends down slightly onto the lower ground, but there is a very obvious like upper section behind the statue.
Just noticed those footprints too.
Keen eye. There are also footprints that come directly from the brazier to the statues.
Ooh.
Do
Roll me an
they
investigation
look like
check.
the feet of the statue?
Roll me an investigation check.
7.
Man, my investigation is not great. Oh, that's a 3.
Yeah. I mean, the statues are barefoot, but who knows?
Are the ledges too high to see above?
They're about 7 feet. So I mean, if you back up to the brazier, you can see over them, or you can very easily climb it. I mean, it's just a little rough terrain. You can climb up it fairly easily.
Should we light the brazier?
The brazier is lit.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Okay. And there's 4 knobs on it. Is it
That's just
okay. That's just how a brazier looks.
yeah.
Should I do something chaotic?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna extinguish flame on the brazier.
Okay. The flame goes out. Nothing
Nothing.
changes. You guys want to see me do something crazy?
Whoa.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna sacred flame and bring the fire back.
I'll extinguish
Sacred
it.
flame is radiant.
Oh, that's right.
I don't think it lights things.
No, I don't think
I would double check, but I'm
so. Flame like radiance.
yeah, it looks like flames, but unless it says like it ignites items not being worn or carried. It's like sunlight energy.
Did you try
Holy.
the dirt out?
Oh yeah, let me grab some. Oh,
Can we get up the
Scoop up
cliffside of
some
each?
dirt/mud.
Sure.
Dip my finger in it.
Tangy.
Ooh.
Sour.
Like Sour Patch Kids?
ELysium was sour.
Weird.
Weird.
Oh no.
Just off. Oh.
Can I try to walk
Uh-huh.
just out?
It like you get to hear, and again the same issue of it seeming to this drag, this pull keeps you from going any farther.
Too bad we didn't get a book on this place. Maybe we can go back and find a book.
No, how much a book would help? We gotta figure out. Can I grab a flower from here
Sure.
and put it in the fire?
Okay. Nothing happens.
There's no fire.
Oh, the fire got
And the fire is extinguished,
Oh,
but
but still nothing would have
still
happened.
nothing.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get a close look at these statues, like
Yeah.
see if it's made of gold, metal, poke it, see if it's a hard material.
Yeah, it seems to be made of like gold. Like it seems to be this like gold. Yeah, I don't know. I was just trying to-
Expressionless. Is
Yeah.
it okay? The footprints, are they about the same size of the foot of the statue?
Mhm. Similar size.
Similar size. Okay.
With an investigation check of 7.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Not my best roll.
Can I vibe check insight?
Inside.
Just how the place feels.
Yeah. Give me an insight check.
That is a 14.
This appears to be some sort of challenge grounds of some ritual. There's some challenge that's meant to be completed here. Like, there's an obvious purpose of this place. It's not just for random things, and it's significant that each statue is associated to a season, as there's only 4 seasons. The Fae also is known for being the magical reflection of the material world, and so everything feels arcane in nature or somewhat magical.
Mm-hmm.
Swifty, you know, you've got a pretty keen eye. Have you been able to find anything if you investigate around? And if I can, I'd like to take that help action to give her advantage.
Yeah.
Also, just straight up cast guidance on her. Hey, looking good, Swifty.
D4.
Yeah, D4.
Okay.
Should have been doing that.
That is a 19. She does confirm that these tracks do both lead to and belong to the feet of the statues. You can notice that the back right foot is just slightly picked up in a way that she could see the bottom side of the heel, and it is a perfect match for these footprints.
Katie does. She says that she does have a keen eye. She's watching right
Okay.
now.
She's got cat's eyes. So
Yeah, making sure we're doing the right thing.
should be good.
Do we each stand in front of a statue,
Yeah, we could try.
become the embodiment of each season, and battle it out with each other?
Certainly hate to battle y'all.
I don't think that's going to be the requirement.
Why not?
I don't know, just don't think that's it.
Balance and one victor? Doesn't sound fun to you?
Let's each take a corner, though. That's
Yeah.
not a bad idea.
I'm gonna try to move my winter statue. Doesn't budge.
Doesn't budge.
I'll go towards fall.
Okay. That is the one on the bottom right. There are leaves that scatter across the ground.
Mm-hmm. What corner are you taking, Phoenix? You'll do spring. So Swift to have summer. Anything happen when we stand in front of?
No. Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. That is a 26.
Okay. While the entire plane of the Feywilde is enchanted and magical, the statue specifically seems void or lacking of magic, as if it is out of place because there is no magical energy on it, within it.
Hey, do you have a frost spell? Something that is cold.
Mm,
I was just. Oh.
no, I got heat and lightning.
Do you have anything frost related? Okay. Alright, I think I have something frost. Does anybody have anything necrotic?
Oh, yeah.
Necrotic.
Because I think we're gonna have to time this. But you have fire. Go head over to the summer and start heating the.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna chill touch the winter. Statue.
Sorry. Swift says, I have a lightning spell, but I only get 2 of them for the entire day, so.
Okay.
Yeah, similar to what she has.
I got radiant. I can do heat.
Probably heat for summer. Somebody have for fall a decay of something. Your
Well,
grave domain.
I have gentle repose, which. But.
Nothing happened when you cast chilling touch.
I don't know. Did anything happen?
What kind of damage does that deal? Because I think Chilling Touch deals necrotic.
Oh.
Does it?
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's like a ghostly hand reaches out and touches him. It might deal cold, but I can't remember. Double check.
Yeah, it's a necromancy.
Well, but what damage type? is it?
Necrotic.
Necrotic damage, yeah.
Why would you name it chill touch?
Well, same thing with Sacred Flame. You judge me for that one.
It's holy, sacred.
Still has the word flame.
I'm just pulling D&D apart at the seams. Like, nature is an intelligence check. Chilling touch does necrotic, not cold damage. Well, if I have enough time at night and I can study and say a prayer before sleeping, I could probably manage some other type of damage tomorrow.
Well, let's just
Same here.
try one statue. I'm gonna go to fall and then.
Okay.
Do you know what type of magic each one requires? Summer's heat.
I don't, but
Ah,
I'm gonna
yes,
cast
heat
Ray of
magic.
Sickness.
I got heat metal.
Yeah, I know. It's heat magic, of course.
Heat magic, yeah. It doesn't-
What damage type do you?
Heat.
Is it heat? Heat damage.
Yeah. I was gonna say, technically, like, if something's like way too hot or way too cold, it's still like if something's too cold, it burns you. Like,
Frostburn, yeah.
yeah, frostburn and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, we associate it to that because it feels like
the
getting
same.
burned. It's not.
Well,
the same as
summer-
getting burnt.
Yeah.
I'm just the easiest because I have firebolt right here.
Okay.
I'm gonna go summer. I'm gonna firebolt the statue.
You strike the statue with firebolt, and immediately as the fire hits it, the statue seems to glow as grass and vines sprout up from the ground, completely enveloping the statue.
There's one.
Shoot another one.
I turn towards winter and firebolt it.
Nothing happens.
Okay, it's gonna be.
And at the
particularly
end of that
magic.
round, the vines and grass dissipate from the statue.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back. Let's go back to the shop and figure out potions we can throw at it.
Can I do an Arcana check to see what type of magic each statue requires? Other than the summer one, since we figured that one out.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Arcana.
Dude, I'm rolling straight tens. If these are sevens, that would be a great thing. But no,
That's the
just
other
tens.
campaign.
Oh yeah. 11. Oh wait, Arcana. sorry. 11.
Not sure.
Okay.
The winter one probably needs cold. Probably needs cold damage.
The spring one.
For spring, or for, wait,
Maybe
which
nature.
one did you tried summer?
He hit summer with
Fire.
firebolt.
I'm betting
And it-
fall is necrotic.
Spring is probably nature damage.
Can I go up to
I bet it is healing. If
For
fall
what?
is necrotic and the spring is revival, so it's
Can-
gonna be a
You
healing.
should look at the damage types. There's no nature damage.
What does lightning do?
Can
Lightning.
Oh, does
Thunder,
lightning? Oh, okay.
yeah.
Lightning.
Can
There's
I
lightning
go
damage,
up
thunder damage,
to-
acid, poison.
Yeah, I was surprised there is no nature damage or like nothing.
I mean, bludgeoning or piercing from vines.
That's what the vine said. Yeah.
Spring. You said
I
you.
go up to spring and try spare the dying?
Okay. No reaction.
Okay. Can I go up to fall and try spare the dying?
No reaction.
Okay.
Okay, fall. I'm gonna toll the dead.
Necrotic damage.
Yeah.
Immediately, a swirl of dead leaves come off the ground and envelop and blur your vision from the statue.
Then on spring, sacred flame.
Immediately, the rose petal leaves shed their leaves as the leaves envelop the statue and swirl.
Hey, Manny.
Mm-hmm.
You were like checking out potions, or isn't there a potion shelf?
Was there a potion? Oh, there was. Yeah, there was like an alchemist room.
You think we could?
There was
concoct
I mean, like there's a in one of the rooms there's a desk for like making potions that seems the tools are there, but there is a rack with like various colored vials.
I
in
wonder
it
if there's
in
a
the main hall.
bottle of Blizzard.
You guys watch as the leaves and the petals both fall from the statues to the ground.
Okay. Well, at least we know. We can go back, we can prepare, and then we can come back.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. We'll have ice damage. Swift, do you have anything that can do cold damage?
No, I have a one. Like I said, the only elemental damage I can deal is lightning. but that's my 3rd level spells.
Well, all right. Yeah, I guess we'll have to go back and just prepare.
We're just trying to
Come
find
back.
something cold, right?
Yep.
Oh, wait.
Does she have like a frost?
I have a
arrow?
frost sword that might work. It deals piercing and cold damage.
Yeah, give it a swing.
Yeah, give it a swing, Swift.
She twangs it on the statue and it just bounces off.
Oh.
So not martial. We want the real Slim Shady.
Yeah. It's gotta be magic damage. Or just magic. Okay. Well,
I don't think I even have anything that even sleep on it would.
I think I have access to like ice knife or something, but that's also
To the Batcave.
yeah.
First level spell.
Yeah, it's like an early
Yeah.
So you guys return?
Ice knife is.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for. It's not in
Ice
mine.
knife.
I'm a wizard, so I only have the prepared spells that I have in my book.
Yeah, ice knife is a ranged spell attack. So I could try that and have another one just as a backup. But that's all I got, unless I want to cast something high level.
Okay. You guys return to the living quarters of Tenerum.
I go to the potion shelf and investigate. See what's there, see if there's labels.
Absolutely. There are
Do you come back thinking, oh, I need a potion of blizzard?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. There are a number of potions here. What? You're looking for a potion that deals cold damage?
Yeah.
And this probably goes without saying, but I'm gonna go put that mud on the shelf. My shelf.
You know, you're the only one keeping track of your mud. I'm sure Luke does not have, like, a secret document
Keeping
of
track.
going Manny's mud. Oh, wait.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna come back to murder us. The mud.
I refuse to answer the question whether or not I wrote something down about Manny taking things. Taking dirt.
Oh.
A golem just comes. It's like a mud golem.
Well, I took
He
scrap.
wakes up and all the dirts have come into an amalgamation.
Yeah.
I accidentally took like a
Um,
scrap thing that someone really
Yeah,
wanted.
I mean, there doesn't seem to be any potion that deals cold damage that you can find in there.
I go to the bookshelf. And I look for a book that tells me how to craft a potion of freezing.
You come up with nothing.
What
There's
use is this
no. Do you come up with a thing of potion making and looking through the appendices of potions that you can make? There's no potion that deals cold damage.
You should check your room if that's something you need. The room seems to kind of give you stuff.
I don't think there's any potion that contains cold damage.
Not potions.
Couldn't you just look up a spell and add it to your book?
Yeah, but that would take up a whole slot in my book.
Mm. And knowing another spell that does cold damage would never come in handy.
No.
You can have an infinite number of spells in your book. You can just only prepare so many in a day.
Yeah.
I'm going to think very hard for my room. I want a Staff of Frost, which is like an epic item.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't.
I mean, nothing appears before you.
Yeah, but it doesn't always happen like right away when I usually when I leave and come back.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, specifically thinking of, I need a Staff of Frost. Okay.
the item.
Yeah.
The epic item.
Yeah.
Okay.
This isn't like a genie. I'm not gonna like.
I know, but
You worded it badly. Now your family's dead. Like, that's not what this is.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes into what you're thinking of
okay, great.
into account, not what you say. So.
Also a Staff of Power, because why not?
Sure.
It's great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna check out another plane real quick. I'll be back.
Okay, which sorry.
One I haven't been to, so a safe one. The top left.
Top left. Ooh, that is my last on the list here. That would be Bytopia.
Mm-hmm.
Bytopia, also known as the Twin Paradise. Bytopia. Or more fully, the Twin Paradise of Bytopia is a lawful good, neutral good, aligned plane of existence. Bytopia is a virtuous plane of cultivated beauty and is home to many of the deities of the Gnomish pantheon. Bytopia consists of 2 layers, or subplanes as they're called. It is unique in the sense that the 2 layers are directly facing each other. So when you look up, you are looking down upon the other plane, and vice versa. When they look up, it looks like they're looking down on you. Donthon is the serene pastoral layer of meadows and wildflowers. It is home to the souls of farmers, craftsmen, honest merchants, and gnomish commoners. Shurok is the mountainous, untamed twin, home of hidden beasts and monsters. The gnomish underground mining city of Quarry that specializes in gem cutting is located here. Rangers often foray into this wilderness to slay creatures that have threatened the folk of Dothion.
Cool. I'll hop on through. I think of it and zip zap zam.
You emerge at the exit of a tunnel that leads down into a mine shaft. You see on the ground next to you several gnomes trying to move gemstones from a cart at the exit of this entrance. They wave at you and immediately, help us! We need to get this into the balloon quickly! As they grab a handful of these uncut gems, and they start running across the field. 60 feet away is a crate, and there's a person who has a fire who seems to be wafting hot air into the balloon to try and get it ready to fly. They're asking for your help, and looking beyond it, there is a dense storm cloud that is approaching that threatens to block the balloon if it goes up too late. Looking up, you can see the landmass above you in the sky, and there are several gnomes that seem to be looking down at you, or up from their perspective, and seem to be waving their hands like they're ready to catch something.
Yeah, I'll be right there. I'm gonna grab some mud or dirt and take it on out of there.
Disappear.
And I'm gonna run immediately to them and be like, yo, I found some gnomes. They're in the realm of Bytopia. We might get some answers. Quick, let's hurry. They need help. There's a storm coming. Hooty hoo. Let's go.
It don't sound like a hooty hoo situation to me, Manny.
I've run back to the portal.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, if we don't go and he winds up dead, we'll never know about it. You don't care.
Got me.
Swift is like, I'm coming along.
Yeah, I'll go too.
Alright, Sal, yeah, hold down the fort. We'll be back later. I guess we'll zip zap zam.
Okay. You guys enter in, and again, a flash of light. You guys are on the exit of the tunnel, and a group of gnomes who repeat the exact same action. Quickly, hurry, help us load this into the crate so we can get it to the other plane before the storm arrives. Grab a handful and start running over. Looking at this cart of gems, it's, first of all, this is an exact repeat of the moments you just saw.
Play by play.
Play by play, exact repeat of the exact moment you just saw.
Whoa.
Like the gnomes that you saw when you left the plane, they had said help, grabbed some gems and started running across the field, and by the time you blinked out, they'd already made it 20 feet, and then immediately when you came back, they're right in front of you in the same spot.
Same help and then right.
Yep.
Wow.
Looking at the crate of gems at the exit of this tunnel, you can estimate that it's going to take about 12 trips to get all of the gems from this cart to the crate in the middle of the field in the clearing. And you have, you also can estimate, let's see, you can also estimate that the storm is going to be moving fast, so you don't have very many rounds to get all this stuff to the crate in the middle of the field.
Okay, let's start helping out quick as we can. Swift, do your thing. Guidance.
Okay.
Casting guidance on all three of us.
Is that your action?
Yes.
Okay. just so you know, like everybody takes their turn at the same time, and this is fine.
Oh, yeah.
It's on combat, but you do have a turn in an order. So
One
you have an
action
action,
at a
bonus
time.
action.
Okay.
movement.
And then that's action, and then I'm gonna move to help them.
Okay. I mean, you can you can pick stuff up, and then you can move 30 feet. You can pick up a load.
Okay.
Of gems, and yeah, if your movement speed's 30, you can move 30 feet towards the balloon,
That's what I do.
which is 60 feet away. Swift grabs a load and dashes, and let's see.
She's got a whole bunch of healing spells, and that's really all she's got. That's all she does.
Summon spiritual guardians to help carry rocks or gems.
I can't do that.
You can't summon spirit guard. I thought you've done.
Well, guardians can, but they're not.
Mobile.
Yeah, they're like a little thing that floats around you,
Gotcha. What?
like a little barrier.
Summon your spiritual weapon as a wheelbarrow.
I wish that worked too.
Right.
She grabs a load of gems and she dashes and immediately like zooms past you, dumps the load, and is even able to come back 20 feet towards you,
Wow.
coming your direction in that turn.
Swifty Swift.
I'll do the same thing as Swift.
Okay. It's 60 feet, so if your movement speed's 30, you're able to pick up a load, take it to the crate, dump it in, and just as you dump it in, that's the end of your turn, because that's
Okay.
60 feet if you dashed.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? No? Next round, Swifty's going to use dash as action and feline agility to triple her move speed. Or quadruple, I guess. I don't know how that exactly works. And she's able to actually get back, grab a load, and run back and dump it in the crate.
I'm gonna spin
Cat
my-
got the zoomies.
Yeah, she's quick as fuck, boy. I'm gonna use all my actions or everything within my power to achieve the same thing.
Yeah.
Just go in quickly, helping.
Cool.
those.
You're able to make it to the 30 feet, dump the gems, and by dashing are able to make it 30 feet halfway back to the balloon.
Cool.
Once back at the balloon, or not back to the balloon, back to the cart.
Uh-huh.
I count as large, so my carrying capacity and weight can push,
Oh.
drag, or lift.
Both of us do, yeah.
Okay, so I should clarify then, if you guys are large for your weight capacity, you can both take 2 loads at a time.
Okay.
Sweet.
So you have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've taken 6 loads in the 2 rounds.
Okay.
And it looks like there's about 12 loads.
You're halfway back. You're back at the crate.
Yeah, and I think that's all I can do. Dash.
Swift is also
But
back
if
at the-
it's half loaded, can I start pushing it closer?
You can try, but it's gonna be really hard to move. I mean, it's heavy.
Yeah.
While
but
these
if
gems
it's-
aren't a lot, they are dense.
Yeah.
You're essentially pushing. So
Well-
you guys took 6 loads. So you are essentially attempting to move 6 loads.
Yeah. And it's just because
Yeah.
if I dashed back, because it's 60 feet, right? So if I dash back, I really couldn't do any. Like, I couldn't
Yeah.
pick up any more and go. So I'm going to try to push it.
Okay. So third round.
Or third
You don't-
round.
This is the third round essentially
Yeah.
because you went there as
Yeah.
one and got back as the other. You don't need to make a roll. You move with 6 loads still in there. You're going to be moving at.
Well, I would wait until
they pick
like
up.
Swift picks up another load.
Okay. So Swift is able to pick up another load and take off, dashing to get back there, dropping off a load. That's the 7th load. Manny's able to get to the crate.
And then
Pick
can
up
we push
2.
together? Oh, pick up 2?
I was going to say there's 5 in there. So
Well, if he picks up 2,
that's 3.
and then I can just shove.
Yeah. You pick up 2 and are able to make it halfway back to the balloon.
Cool.
You are pushing this at half speed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's by dashing, you can move it 30 feet.
Okay. It's 30 feet closer for the next turn.
Well, that helps. I guess that's it for round 3.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Round 4, because of the scenario and where the crate's at, you guys are able to get all the gems in it, and they're
Yeah.
able to launch the balloon. You watch as the balloon floats up into the sky, and as it reaches the halfway point, the storm is just adjacent to it at this point, and the balloon flips, and in the process loses some of the hot air, so it would start to fall towards the ground, but the storm immediately, lightning bolt strikes it, the thing explodes, and gems rain back down on you guys.
What about the gnomes? Were they inside? Or
There was nobody inside it. It was just a crate of gems that they put the balloon and put hot air into it. Seems that they've figured out a way that if they're on this plane and they send something up in a hot air balloon, in the process of it flipping due to the gravity, it loses enough hot air that it then lowers down to the plane above it.
This is gonna sound weird, but
Again.
with my call lightning spell, can I cast that spell to send the lightning elsewhere, or like redirect it?
No. I mean, you can pull out lightning bolts from the storm, but there's enough lightning and stuff in it that it also acts on its own.
It's worth asking. What do the gnomes do when they see that around us?
They all kind of sigh in defeat and
Does
slowly
this
start
happen
going
every
around
time,
to
though?
try and like pick up gems where they can and try and find them, and others just go back into the mines.
They're not too worried about this storm or. Okay.
It's like the storm kind of blocks the vision between the two planes, but sits somewhere in the limbo of gravity,
Okay.
and so it doesn't seem like it's striking down. It seems like it's probably raining on both fronts right now.
I wonder if this happens repeatedly,
Yeah.
over and over.
I want to talk to one of the gnomes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Sorry about your gems.
Well,
was that pretty
That
crucial?
happens. Well, I mean, it was a week's worth of work, but
Oh.
it's okay. I got enough food. My family's got enough food saved up to last another week.
Good. Do you get many visitors like us from around here? You seem pretty quick to.
Very rarely, but
Rarely.
occasionally, once in a blue moon.
Okay. Who was the last visitor?
I don't know. I haven't even asked your name, and then he just goes back to picking up gems.
Wait. No. Come back. My name's Manny. Thanks for asking. Yeah. So.
He's got his back turned to you and is like looking through bushes trying to find the gems that fell.
I don't want to.
Have you ever succeeded in getting gems over there?
Yeah. I wouldn't be here and working if couldn't do it. We got unlucky. It happens sometimes.
Okay.
What about like a ladder?
I mean, that'd be really, really expensive to build, and it'd be slower than just using the balloon.
Even with like pulleys.
That might work,
You're
but also the lightning might burn the rope. So
Make it
I'm a
out.
mining
Make it out
gnome.
of-
I'm not. I don't build things.
Okay.
I hit rocks.
Oh yeah. Rock gnome.
No.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well,
Way to go, racist.
he said no that his rocks. I assume he's not the one that thinks hard.
You don't know a lot of gnomes, do you?
No, I haven't met that.
Rock
many.
gnomes are a little bit stockier.
I just assumed with how muscular you were from all that mining, you were kind of just rock gnome. My apologies. That was my presumption. I should assume less.
He's like, he like kind of looks at you a little bit as he's doing it, but most of the time he's just not paying attention, just trying to forage for he can find. No offense, but I gotta go back to work. Like wanders back down into the cave.
Can I come help you work?
He ignores you as he goes down.
I'll follow. Try to go to the mine.
Yeah, as soon as you hit the entrance of that tunnel and try and go down it, you get this sense of pull that blocks you from going down.
I'm just gonna like, hey, what is this? What's going on? Did you trap me in here?
It's a mine, and he like
So,
down into the dark.
Manny,
There.
why don't we go out,
Uh-huh.
come back in, like you did, and you said it was...
Yeah, it was exactly when I first got here. It's like a recording almost. It's verbatim.
Let's go back down. Or let's go out and try again.
Okay. I'm gonna flip off the gnome and teleport out of there.
Okay.
He goes like this.
Yeah, you guys arrive back in the portal room.
Okay, Manny, let's go. Let's
How
try
was it?
again.
It was okay. We tried helping some gnomes, but apparently didn't work out for them. They lost their week's work of hard labor. So we're gonna try again.
Again.
Yeah.
I'm
First time.
suspicious that it'll replay the exact same moment.
So do you think these are memories instead
I
of
don't know. That
places?
would be an interesting idea. Do you want to come help us this time?
No.
If we solve the puzzle.
No. I have no ambition to meet gnomes.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go again. Hopefully with
We both
Swift
will.
and Phoenix.
Okay. You guys enter. Sorry, I had to double check how feline agility works with dash. This ability. Really good. Really good ability. Cool. Yeah, as you enter in the portal, you guys are standing on the edge of a tunnel. You see several gnomes that are trying to move gemstones from a cart at the entrance of the tunnel to a mesh box out in a clearing of trees.
Pretty princess.
The crate is around 60 feet away. Affixed to this crate is a cloth balloon slowly being inflated by a gnome as he wafts air from a campfire into it. And the gnomes call for your help. Hey, help us move these gems over to that crate quickly before the storm comes!
Exactly.
And they immediately grab some gems and start running to the crate.
Wow.
Hey, perfect repeat.
All right. Let's double time it.
Hey, Swifty, how many times can you do your little feline dash?
She grabs a set of gems, moves 2, drops them off, comes back, grabs a set of gems, runs to it, drops it off.
Holy shit.
Okay. If we grab
6,
Did she
12.
just go poop?
18, 180 feet.
and that was her
No,
return.
sorry. She ended up 20 feet away from the crate on her way back the second time.
Wow.
So she has moved 2 loads of gems out of this so far. It's now 10 left.
And
Manny,
we're-
what if we push and get it that much closer?
Yeah.
And
I
then,
like it. All right.
So we
And
push
on 3, 5, 4,
for one whole
3. Keep pushing.
Okay. There are 10 loads in the crate. You guys are large.
Are these gnomes not helping? These assholes.
They all, like the gnomes that you see, all took a load of gems as they said, "Hey, help us!" Grabbed their load of
Yeah,
gems.
but they got
and
little legs.
They have 20 feet. It takes them the whole time just to get that load
legs.
there. So what's left for you guys is 12.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dang.
don't
You
think
guys
he's a jerk.
are moving at. You guys are moving at a quarter of your movement speed because there's 10 loads split between the two of you.
So between the two of us, would that be half?
Yeah, so you figured out you can take 2 loads as a large individual. You can take 2 loads at a normal pace.
But if we
Anything
could get
more than that,
30 feet closer.
anything more than that, like 3 or 4 loads, you were moving at half pace.
Mm-hmm.
There's 10 loads for 2 of you, so that's 5 loads each. You guys are moving at a quarter of your normal movement speed. So even with a dash, you're moving half your movement speed right now. So you move 15 feet by dashing.
Each.
No, in total.
Oh.
You guys pushing together, you guys collectively move it 15 feet with dashing.
Mm.
Does that seem most effective? Or should we just resort to carrying?
Well, here's the thing. To get there, no matter what, it's going to take a turn there to do 2. A turn back, that's 0. A turn there to get 2.
Yeah.
If we can get it 30 feet closer, or even 15, we're at least not wasting a whole trip coming back.
So, how far can one of us push it if we push the cart by ourselves?
Huh?
Like if Krista just pushed it by herself,
She would not be able to move it.
Yeah,
she wouldn't. Okay, gotcha. So
because it would be 10.
combined,
We
it
can move it 15 closer, which means we now have 15 feet our next turn.
Uh-huh.
Math, puzzles, math,
Yeah.
puzzles, math,
Yeah.
puzzles.
It would be much easier if we had a 4th, but
Can I do like a strength check to give more oomph to it, or
No.
Okay. Hmm. All right, let's push it. We push
15 feet.
15 feet.
That's the first round.
Yeah.
Okay, second round. Swift is able to. She has 80 feet of movement. 20 feet, drop off the gem. Come back. So 60 feet left. She's. Yeah, are you guys pushing, trying to push before she comes back to the crate?
No,
or
after.
Comes back.
Well, if we do it before, it makes her job easier.
She comes back the 45 feet, leaving her 15 feet of movement speed as she picks up another, presumably one load of gems. I'll let you guys decide. Picks up another load of gems, and then moves another 15 feet forward,
Okay.
leaving her 30 feet away from the balloon.
We keep pushing.
Presumably, if you wanted her picking up one load there.
If you take 2
Mm-hmm.
and start coming, so she would have taken 2 that last round too.
Huh? Do you want her to
Yeah.
take 2?
She got
took
2
two-
trips.
She
so-
got 2 trips of 1 on the very first round. The second round, she was able to drop off that second load, come back, and she can grab another load.
Yeah.
Do you just want her grabbing 1 or grabbing 2 loads out of the box?
Of course, she'd grab 2.
No.
She
Yeah.
can-
But
grab
that means
2.
she moves at half speed.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine. Grab 2.
She grabs 2, that leaves you guys 8 in the box, and she's able to move half, leaving her 37.5 feet away from the balloon.
Okay. You take 2.
All
Go.
right. Dash.
And
Yeah,
so-
taking 2, you are 45 feet away,
And
so
he gets 15 closer.
you get what?
So he got there, and has 15 back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. You're gonna take this. You're able to move, to the balloon and 15 feet back towards the crate
Okay, and that's 60
at the
feet.
end of the second round. Huh?
That's 60 feet.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll drop this 2 off and start heading back.
You have 6 in your box.
Can I move it 15 more?
Yep.
And then take 2 and run. And I think I can only
Moving it 15 feet forward is your full movement speed for the round because you're at a quarter.
Oh,
Right?
yeah. Okay. A quarter.
With the dash, a quarter, but then dashed is half, so half of 30 is 15. So you're at a quarter of 30, so 7.5, and then you dash to make it 15 feet.
Even with 6 in there?
Huh?
Even with only 6 in?
That's 6 on just you.
Yeah. Okay.
4 is half. More,
So,
5 and 6 is a quarter.
15.
Anything more than 6 loads, you can't move.
Okay. We're at 15.
math.
I hate this.
Love D&D. It's just
That's your
fantasy
homework. You
math.
guys have to figure out how to do this.
giving us like
Okay.
You
reading
come back,
homework.
here is our plan, and it's written out on the sheet. Can you show your work?
Yeah, you're giving us reading homework. You're giving us math homework.
Yeah.
Hey, like I said, this is content that you guys can come back to in 5 months.
Yeah.
Like this is not the one and done. In fact, there are some of these that you guys will not be able to complete
Challenge accepted.
right now. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with that effort we put forward,
Well, I guess instead of moving it 15, I'll take 2 and dash back to them too.
Okay, you guys both make it there and 15 feet back. Swift has 2, and on the next round she'll be able to deliver it. Okay, third round, Swift delivers the gems and is able to come back, I think 2.5 feet, so pretty much negligible. You guys are currently 30 feet away from the gemstone crates, and the balloon is 15 feet behind you. So,
how many gemstones left?
4.
There's 4.
4 sets.
we wouldn't be able
We're
to do
at the
that.
same spot right now.
Yeah.
15 feet away, right?
Uh-huh.
If I give you my 2,
You both have dropped off your load and are 15 feet headed away from the balloon
Oh,
back
yeah.
towards the
It'd
gemstone
be
box.
30 there, and then another 30 back then. So
Okay.
movement. And it would
Oh,
pass it
yeah.
off to Swifty, but
no,
she can go.
it's not gonna happen this round.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Damn if I go.
Ah, fuck. Bam.
You're out of there?
I'm freaking
Okay.
pissed.
Katie said, "I'm glad you guys are doing this math because I'm not following it."
Letting the pros handle it.
How'd it go that round?
I'm still there. I'm still gonna try to finish it as quickly as I can.
I rage quit.
Yeah, she's out of there. Does Swifty keep attempting it, or do you think she gives up when she sees Phoenix leave?
When everybody else leaves, she leaves with them. Like, okay, we'll get him next time.
Okay. I'm gonna find that gnome and
That same gnome.
that same gnome. Be like, what's the other type of gnome that's out there outside the game? There's rock.
there's
Hill.
no,
that's dwarf.
halfling. Oh, jeez. Lightfoot, right? No, that's halfling. Ah, jeez.
Deep.
No.
Oh, deep gnomes. Yeah.
Deep gnomes are a type, but they're like the opposite of dweggers. They exist in the Underdark.
They're like a drow type.
Forest gnomes.
I was gonna say, I think
Forest
it's
gnomes
forest.
and rock gnomes are the most commonly encountered in the lands.
So with my effort, obviously without any extra assistance, I'm sure that the one doesn't
Deep gnomes are also known as Zverfniblin. Zverfniblin.
Surfabin. Cool.
Zverfniblin.
So this time, I'm gonna ride up with the balloon. Wait for the lightning.
The gnome immediately is like, "Hey, get out of there! You're too heavy. It won't work.
Okay.
These aren't designed for people. Come on."
Forest gnome, right?
No, I'm a rock gnome. As he's like wafting the flames from the campfire into the balloon.
Oh, this is the same one as before?
No.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I would have gone to the one I talked to before.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's nowhere near the balloon.
Okay. Yeah, well, obviously get off it. Like, okay, well, good luck to that. I'm gonna find that.
Yeah.
Forest gnome.
Okay.
From before. Forest gnome, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, met plenty of gnome in my time.
Okay.
Big
Yeah.
flex.
This is like a this is like
Groundhog Day. Kind
Groundhog Day
Yeah.
kind of level.
This is exactly.
Hey, how's your mother been? Oh, how do you know about my mom?
That's like a week's worth of wages right there, right?
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, that's real unfortunate. Don't send the balloon off if it's not going to make it. I mean, just save that till the storm passes, and then you can send it up after.
Well, you notice now that you guys have bamped and given up on moving these gems, and there's still like 4 gem loads left there.
Yeah.
The guy waving the campfire kind of like stopped.
Yeah. Just don't put it out during the storm. You know,
Well,
wait-
yeah, but the storm's here last week, so yeah, it's a lose-lose situation. I don't know.
Well, I mean.
Like, we send them gems, and they send us food. We send them gems.
Mhm.
I don't know. What
So
you
you
can
may
do?
not get food for weeks.
Well, no, we'll get food next week, but they might not be able to afford to buy the food for us next week because they don't have the gems from this week.
Okay.
It's
Well,
very paycheck to paycheck economy.
that's unfortunate.
Well, everybody works together. It's not like anybody has savings. We all work to create and craft. And it's just
Listen
it's
to that one.
Socialism.
He's not even.
oh yeah, you're not even. He's just rambling to you. You know, cycle of wealth. We're in a fixed plane. There's no incoming growth from it, and so, you know,
Yeah.
the farmers work for jewels and the jewelers work for farm. And
Okay. Well, hopefully y'all can come to some mutual agreement. Well, I guess I'll see you next time. I'll stab him with my dagger of venom. Like, peace on out. Yep, see ya.
Manny.
Manny's turning evil. Manny, take your alignment, take it down one level. If you're neutral, you go to chaotic. If you're good, you go to neutral.
He's already in the Assassin's
I'm
Guild,
kidding.
so he's just.
That's so fucked up.
Well,
The idea that Manny's like from this little swamp, he doesn't really know anything. He's like, these people aren't real.
It's weird to me.
That's what's pissing me
It starts
off.
over every time. So
It's just a memory.
The next time we come back, everything in that world is so effed up, and it's just because of you.
It's a different gnome. It's like, what happened to that one gnome? Oh, he died of natural causes.
didn't have life insurance, or he didn't even have health insurance. Couldn't take him to the hospital.
He randomly had a stroke.
The farmers have revolted.
Oh, hi, Miney. How'd it
It's
go?
just the means of power. No, great. We're gonna
Why,
do some more.
why do you have your dagger out? What happened this time?
Yeah.
It's
Did
bloody.
you kill somebody?
Is the knife bloody?
You stabbed
Yes.
somebody!
The knife is bloody.
What do you mean is it bloody?
What happened? Tell me juicy details.
They just
Actually, no. The knife is not bloody. Sorry.
it's not bloody.
No, it's not bloody.
Oh, yeah, no, I just, you know.
You know why I say that? Because Sal would look at that going, oh, infinite source of blood. Go in. Teleport out, go back in. Hey, I'm not going to put myself in that hole.
Actually, it might be the only way we get her in that damn
Yeah.
escape,
I'm
okay?
just cleaning my teeth, you know.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, you gotta
So
make
did
sure
you
don't give
finish
us
your objective?
Yeah, I got to be careful on the give of that.
anything. Yeah.
I just murdered everybody and then used Dance Macabre over and over until I have an army.
Yeah, an infinite army of skeletons, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, just, clean my teeth. I had a piece stuck from earlier from that meal that was delicious, by the way.
Isn't that your poison dagger?
Yeah, if I activate it. Till then, it's
Oh,
a really good
okay.
toothpick. It's got a real pointy end, so it really gets into my teeth there, Just, I can't press the button or else.
There's a cat.
Yeah, I was like, did one of them just start talking to you?
Well, yeah, we'll have to figure out how to solve this maybe later, because you're probably not going to be useful. They just want us to move a bunch of rocks, and that's not your thing. So
No, I'm not gonna move a bunch of rocks. I could summon a horse for you guys though.
you can summon us a horse. That might be able to do it.
Yeah, it'd take me about 11 minutes to summon one right here. We go in.
Can the
We?
horse teleport?
Well,
It knows-
it's my horse, so
Does it?
I'm
know-
not gonna do work, but I can summon things to do work for me.
Does a horse know where to teleport to when it takes a teleporter?
If I'm sitting on it, it's gonna go with me.
Well, all right. Well, that's worth a shot if you want to have another crack at it. Phoenix.
Yes, sure.
All right. Well, I
Maybe the
guess-
horse can do the pulling this time to make things closer for us.
Yeah.
I need about 11 minutes.
All right. Yeah, you got your 11 minutes. I'm gonna go back in and grab some mud. No, I already grabbed mud the first time I came in. I'm gonna go set my mud away.
Yeah, the first time you came in, they're like, help me.
Help
You're
me.
like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Dirt, bye.
Mud.
Hey, guys.
Out of here.
Yeah. I summon a phantom steed. It has a speed of 100 feet and can travel 10 miles in an hour or 13 miles at a fast pace.
What's its size?
It is
Make it like a draft.
large quasi-real horse-like creature.
Cool. Nice. Big old sturdy draft horse like the Budweiser horse. They're good for work.
Yeah.
I checked my room for any staffs.
No staves. But you do have a crate full of empty jars.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Cool.
Anything I need, that was a lie. Alright. Well,
Anything you need, not anything you want.
Come on, Holy Avenger. Come on, Holy Avenger.
yeah, right. Give me the thing we're trying to solve.
Robe of the Archmagi.
right.
Directions to our dad.
Ring of Three Wishes. Ring of Three Wishes.
Wand of Orcus.
You got your horse there?
Are you blind?
Yeah, what's his name?
He's just a phantom steed.
Yeah.
He's a figment of your imagination. He doesn't need a name.
Okay, well, if you don't want to name him, sure, just horse. All right, well, let's travel on through and let's save these gnomes.
I'm not doing any saving.
Well, at least you got your horse, so you're kind of saving them.
I'm not really.
Uh-oh.
I make something else.
It's your horse.
It's a phantom that I summoned. I don't know that it's technically mine.
All right. Here, if we get the gems across, you can kill a gnome.
I can kill a gnome.
And you can pick the one.
Sorry, what is the movement speed of your phantom steed?
100 feet.
100 feet, okay. Is that like a fixed or is that a...
Yeah, it looks like it's fixed.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, you can pick your favorite one and kill him. That should be enough.
Manny,
Well,
since when are we this dark?
well, you
Under
just
my
gotta find-
tutelage.
You gotta find the right motivation.
I don't like this motivation, Manny.
Oh. Maybe, I don't think anything bad happens to him if it just repeats the same thing over and over.
Yeah, but what
So
if
then
we
why are we doing
succeed
this?
and life gets to continue on?
It looks like a puzzle. Yeah, we'll never know. I mean, each time we go back, it's the same point in time for them. So, yeah, don't know if there's any consequences. But, yeah. Not my plane.
Manny.
Look at his logic. It's perverting into something
Very
I would think.
flawed. And deranged.
Things invade the material plane all the time that probably shouldn't be there. Let's say things
I
can't
think one of
invade
the
their
things
plane.
we need to do is get a screen for the computer.
Yeah.
Or
Alright.
the TV.
Sound good?
I'm not gonna murder a gnome.
Oh, that's okay. Even better. Alright, well, let's go on through and try this again.
Okay.
Okay, you guys step into the portal. The party emerges from what seems to be the entrance to a tunnel leading down to a mine. You see several gnomes trying to move gemstones from a cart at the entrance of the tunnel to a mesh box in a small clearing in the trees that decorate the landscape. The crate is about 60 feet away. Affixed to the crate is a cloth balloon slowly inflating as a gnome wafts air from a campfire into it. They call for your help. Hey, help us move these gemstones in the crate before the storm arrives!
Thanks for doing it all again.
Good old Grandma.
You don't understand. I will do it every time you guys enter any of these portals.
Alright, so we immediately get the horse
Okay.
lashed to the cart.
Lash to the cart.
Try to get it to pull.
Okay. What is your character's weight?
My character's weight? I'm medium.
Give me what you think your character's weight is.
115.
115. Okay. And what's its movement speed?
100 feet.
Okay.
Are you actually writing it?
No, I'd just be commanding it.
Yeah. No. I was gonna say it. I just kind of Googled what like its carrying capacity might be, and it implied like there's some implication that they're like, oh, you know, like the caster's weight plus 10 pounds per caster level, and I was like, okay, well if they weigh, you know, if you're level 9, they weigh 25 pounds per load of gems, because I imagine that's what a medium creature could run without being physically hindered. I was like, okay, that's 3 loads, 75. They can't carry 100 because that's, you know, more than 90. So 3 loads, but if you're 115, well, then that's 7 loads that they can do, which means that if they dash, then they can just move their full speed with 14 because 14 would be half. So, yeah, no, it pulls the crate in one round to the balloon.
Hells yeah.
This thing is I would say, you know,
Cal
takes,
doesn't really move. She's just
Yeah.
watching them scramble.
Yeah, you guys watch as this thing just like drags the. You guys are having to do a full dash.
If we can assist it in the push,
Sure, but like you guys, yeah, I mean, you guys are full dash just to even like keep it. I mean, it's 60 movement speed.
we're like behind it, trying to push it, but also trying to keep up with it at the same time.
Yeah, yeah,
And then we just help unload.
yeah. No, I mean like one round to get there, plus like the action of moving one or two loads into it, and then like the next round, everybody just double action, like uses
Yeah.
it to just unload. You guys get it loaded up in like by the end of the second round, and like okay, here we go, and you watch as the balloon floats up into the sky. It flips, and in the air you see like a pocket of hot air come out and kind of like waft as the scene kind of floats just in the air before merging with the stone, and you watch as that balloon slowly sinks to the ground above.
Woohoo! Thanks, Sal. We really needed your help there.
Yeah, we did.
You sound like you
A
just
little bit
need some
annoying.
brains.
one of the gnomes turns and goes, "Oh my God, you guys were so helpful!" And you hear the crackling of the storm before a lightning bolt blinds all of you, and you guys, as the light fades, you guys are back in the portal room of Tenerum, and
It's not
Sorry.
glowing.
yes, the Bytopia portal is no longer glowing.
Ooh.
Also, just need to make note.
You guys hear
She didn't get to kill a gnome. You lied to her.
Well, she said she didn't want to kill it.
you hear some level of like shifting from the tower below, as if like something moved within the tower, or within Tenerum. But you know, nothing seems different.
There's no new floor.
Nope. You can go down and check, and everything on your floors seem the same.
Okay.
But I got that mud while I could.
Glad you got that. Oh,
Well, if it
no.
closes
now
off-
he's gonna spend all night getting just freaking mud.
Well, good. I solved one of them.
It is afternoon by this point in the day. I mean, you guys have made a lot of trips. You guys have been doing some exploring, some conversating.
Some gnome stabbing.
Did you guys
Oh
ever figure-
no, my side!
I'm really
Die!
starting to worry
You
about
got me.
your
Should have had health
alignment.
insurance.
Did you guys figure out who can do a cold spell?
I can do.
Once he sleeps, he can do
Yeah, if I
one.
sleep and I think on it, I think I can make something frosty happen.
Bytopia, if you guys are curious, is this portal right here.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case you were curious.
And it's no longer a glow.
It is no longer glowing.
Which means, do we now think that if we go onto it, we could actually visit all of it now?
Let's try.
Okay.
You feel no pulse of magical energy from this gate as you step into it. Thinking about Bytopia and trying to focus on the energy that you once could feel when standing on it, it is no longer present. The gate does not function.
So they're each a puzzle, and now it's close to us.
Were
Looks
there
like we need-
memories?
23 portals.
Yeah, looks like we gotta solve something for each
Yeah,
one.
this is gonna be freaking annoying, Luke. I hate you.
I had fun writing it.
Let's
Just
see.
the outer 16 portals is 10 pages, 4,607 words.
I'm gonna go to the bookshelf and just think of like how to solve portal puzzles. Yeah. Book on that.
You get a book that just says "fuck you, dude."
You get a book that talks about it's like new puzzles or portal puzzles for kids, and so it's like a parent's guide to setting up portal puzzles for your up and coming wizardly scholar child. For
How
ages
your reading
ranged
level.
for
I'm gonna
ages
study it.
for ages ranged 4 through 10 human years in parentheses.
It's good to have that distinction. It looks like we just
For your own little arcanist tyke.
Well, this book is useless. Should we go back to any of the other puzzles and try to solve those before the day's over?
Sure. My brain hurts, but yeah. Okay, let's go check in with the Jaguar.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys want to go back to
Beastland.
the Beastlands?
Beastlands. Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Because
We already know a solution for one other, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we have to sleep. We have to.
We
It'll be
have
for
to sleep
tomorrow.
in order to get that.
Okay.
Oh,
So
wait.
what's your solution for the Beastland?
Oh, well,
Let
let's have
Swift hunt the jaguar.
yeah, if it's a happy hunting land. No.
Hey, hello to... I can't even read that.
Okay, Samet.
AK Samet from East Europe.
Whoa,
Heck yeah.
wow.
Glad to have you in.
Yeah, let's go hunt a panther.
You know, like now that you say it, I think it might be a bad idea, but it's also the only one we got.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. I don't have any ice magic. Do you?
No.
No. So what do you expect us? Do we want to just go to sleep now?
If you think this is a viable solution, just killing things.
Yeah, if you don't want to just check out the other portals. Any
mean-
of the portals.
Yeah, we know the puzzles.
Okay, I
we've been
got
to.
no brain. We can check out some of the other portals, sure.
Okay. I think
Do
we
you
should.
want to finally check out Nine Hells?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Okay, Sal.
What?
I will not go through the description for time's sake. Is everybody entering the 9 hells of Baator?
Might as well.
Okay.
That's what she's been waiting for.
Sounds
A flash
the
of
most
red
intriguing.
light, and you guys are in the entryway of a large, luxurious courtroom. Sitting on a throne on the far end is a well-dressed demon. He is lounging in the chair in a way that he has his feet up on one armrest and his arms on the other, and immediately sits up straight when he sees you, and addresses the party. You're late! And I've been waiting here for far too long. Now hurry, let's get this over with. Come here.
Manny.
Okay. Yeah. I'm here.
Yeah.
Ah, perfect. All right.
Just sacrifice.
Derwold, bring it. And you see a little closet, which is like a little imp demon-like thing, walks up with a scroll and shows it. He goes, all right, sign,
No, don't do that.
so we can have
Manny.
this done with. Come on.
Do you have a pin? Do you have
Yep,
something
yep.
like
Manny,
And a
Manny.
floating quill appears in front of the
What is
paper.
what is he
Oh.
signing for?
For you guys, for the whole party.
To do what?
Oh, well, it's for the deal. You know, the deal. That's why you're here, right? Sign the deal. Get this over with. We can all go on our way.
What deal?
What? You know, you promised to free Visigoth from whatever prison he's in, and I mark the seal of this portal complete. Honestly, if I knew I was going to be waiting this long for people to show up, I would have never agreed to the deal with Visigoth. But anyways, I'm tired of waiting. If you guys could just sign this away real quick, and we can get on with our business.
What's the fine print say?
You know, the usual demon,
Nope,
infernal
Manny.
sign thing. You know,
Got it.
it's along the lines of like, if you break this deal and you don't attempt to free Visigoth, I get your souls forever.
Read the fine print, please.
If you die while trying to complete the quest, then it's still marked as complete, and your soul goes on to whatever heaven that your religion seems fit. But you know, that's besides the point. You guys will do your duties, right?
sign here?
Sign there for the whole party.
Part of me wonders.
I only need one person's signature. Counts for everybody, all souls included.
Part of me wonders if this is really it, and Luke just went, "There's no way these freaking idiots are gonna go to the Nine Hells this early on in the game, so they're gonna just."
Look, I'm tired of waiting, and my assistant has the contract ready. Can we just get this over with? I'm so sick of sitting here. Okay, I made a deal with Visigoth. He gave me immense power, and I just had to wait here for a group to come in, sign the contract. Once Visigoth is free, I go my way, you go your way. End of deal. Sound good?
Can we make a change to the contract?
No, it's fine.
If you give me some mud.
Look, I didn't make the contract. Visigoth made it. He made the deals. My closet here drafted it up. You just gotta sign. Come on.
Can you?
Hurry along.
Not yet.
I'm sick of waiting. Come on.
You've waited
I
this
would
long.
like
I've been
read
here.
the deal.
I've been here for like 1,000 years.
I
Come
would like to read the deal.
Then you can wait for one more year.
The infernal contract reads that you promise to free the creator from whatever traps him, and Veshin, the devil, is it? You sign as a promissory agreement to free the creator from whatever traps him, and Veshin, the devil, marks the Baator seal, the 9 hells of Baator seal, as completed. If you break the contract, you forfeit your soul to Veshin. If you die while attempting to free Visigoth, your soul will not be harvested. Veshin the fine print of it is that Veshin has also signed an infernal contract with Visigoth. Visigoth will grant him immense power if he agrees to watch over the seal until Visigoth is freed from whatever prison he sees himself being trapped into. He must offer contracts to individuals who visit him, forcing them to free Visigoth. Once Visigoth is returned to the material realm, Visigoth and all agreeing parties will be free of their contracts.
Is there any invisible ink?
Roll an investigation check.
Dang it, investigation is not my strong suit, guys.
Look, I see you studying the contract very intently. I totally get it. Infernals are notorious for making bad deals and double crossing. But look, it's an infernal deal. It's an infernal contract. There can't be invisible ink. What's on the paper is what's written. You either sign or you don't. Come on.
I'm gonna
My God, will you stop talking? Just sign the contract. I'm so sick of waiting.
go outside and get some dirt or mud.
You try and go out the door and it like doesn't budge.
Can you send your closet to give me some dirt real quick
No.
or mud?
Look, just sign the contract. Let's go. Come on.
I see.
Sign it.
nothing.
Let's go. Please.
15 on
4.
studying the contract.
Yeah, and what's written is what's there. It is in clear language, and there doesn't seem to be anything outside of that.
He is more on the planes of law, so I would assume that he is closer.
You're not
to
very
Colin
familiar with the
than-
9 Hells of Beator, are you? We follow strict rules and law.
Well, I
There's
know,
a
that's what I'm
hierarchical-
telling my friends.
We have our laws.
I'm
You
telling
cannot
them.
break an infernal contract, otherwise you forfeit
I
your
might
soul.
not
I would
just-
forfeit my soul if I broke my contract by not offering you this contract, and Visigoth would harvest me. It's not worth the
Sal
trouble.
leaves.
I'm the lead.
God
too.
damn it!
Yeah, so we both leave.
They both disappear. Please, sign for your group.
I signed my name.
Oh, perfect. All 4 souls are signed for. Thank you. And he snaps his finger, and you guys appear back in the material realm. There is a short pause, and then suddenly Swift and Phoenix appear, and the 9 Hells portal is no longer glowing.
What
And
did
that's
you do?
What did you do?
Well, if I die, my plan is to die, and then I get to be with my god, so it's fine.
But you just signed up for everyone. I don't want him to have my soul.
We're gonna die trying to figure this all out, anyways.
I feel a little bit more optimistic than that.
I'm really not, though. You were gonna sign it without understanding.
Well, but then Sal said, you know,
Don't.
deal with the devils, you know.
Well,
I just
deal
said-
with the devil and with the god. It's kind of hard.
I don't let anybody talk to me like that.
Yeah. That's kind of annoying. I didn't even get any dirt from that plane, too. That's the most disturbing thing. Now we can't go back.
No, you're right.
We're going to end the session there.
Cool.
All right. Thanks for sticking in. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks for everybody that hopped in chat and said hello. We will see you next Sunday with Arcana of Alistair.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye.